Hey everyone, hope you guys are all doing well. My name is D'Angelo and welcome to my channel. We're doing a wonderful charity event, super wholesome, super chill, called Homies in Horror, where I bring some homies and put them through TTRPG horror one-shots, and all for a great cause. Today we're raising money for UNICEF, which is a wonderful organization helping those in need across the world, specifically children, with food, relief, aid, and so much more, which we'll get into more detail about that in just a little bit. So first, what I want to do is honor the cast by having everyone go around and introduce themselves and talk about how wonderful they are and all that kind of stuff. So first, we're going to start off with Whittle.
Hi, I'm Whitty. You might know me on here as
Sorry.
Whittle Goblin. No, you're great. Whittle is my formal name. I'm a full-time variety streamer, YouTube partner, and game designer. And this is my first time playing Hunter the Reckoning, and I'm very excited.
Amazing. And then after that, we're going to go to Vid.
Oh my gosh, hi! I'm Vin at VinVoxVA on Twitter, Insta, the socials. I am a tabletop performer and voice actor.
Amazing. And then J2 Rudo.
Hi, my name is JT Rudo. You can find me anywhere on the internet at JT Rudo. I'm a gaming content creator, voice actor, TTRPG performer, soon to be sketch comedy show actor, as I have a show in the next upcoming months. So jack of all trades, and overall I'm looking forward to playing with you all and raising money for a great cause.
Amazing. Yes. Speaking of that, there are ways to actually influence tonight's story in good ways and sort of bad ways. You can do so by actually donating by going to the Ko-Fi link and be able to check that out on our list. You can see it in the panels down below if you're on browser, and the different options to donate are actually being able to do $5 gets the cast a reroll for 1 die, and then $10 is increases their overall successes by 1 for a particular sort of dice pool. 15 increases the danger level by 1. $20 they end up coming upon a weapon. And then $30 is they get information to help rescue their touchstone, someone that's very important to them that they cared so much about. $50 spawns an unexpected monster. Not that there's going to be monsters in this one. It's going to be super chill. And then $75 is offers them a a critical success, an automatic critical success that they have in the bank and the chamber. That way, when they're ready to use it, they can just immediately get that, and then during a crucial moment. And then $100 summons legendary hunter Paul Blart to go in to their aid and get them out of whatever situation they're in. So it should be a lot of fun, and I'm super excited to be able to play with this wonderful cast. Unfortunately, one of our cast members couldn't make it tonight, but still, please follow them at all the socials. I will go ahead and put everyone's socials on here and everything, and we are so excited to be able to be here and to run this. Let me go ahead and put a link to the actual charity in chat. That way, if anyone wants to check out any information about them, you absolutely can. But make sure if you're going to donate, go through the Ko-Fi thing. That way I can track what everyone's sort of donating. That way I can apply the correct sort of things to the actual game and everything. So thank you guys so much for being here. And then, so we'll get right into this. So once again, oh, we already got $10. That's awesome. So that's great. So that is going to be a increased success by 1. So that means you guys have it in the chamber. So if you guys have to do a dice pool, you can pop it, and that you get automatically 1 success on the top of whatever successes you get. So that is wonderful. Thank you again so much for that donation. It really means a lot to us. And okay, cool. So getting into this, once again, we're playing Hunter the Reckoning, which is a game. So last week we actually played Vampire the Masquerade, which is also in the world of darkness. Very fun. You play as a vampire kindred with multiple powers, come from their clan and everything, and you get to use them on unsuspecting mortals or combat other fiends or what have you. However, in Hunter the Reckoning, you are just a normal person. You pay your taxes, you work your 9 to 5, you go home and watch your novellas, and you kind of like order fast food when you're sad. You know, it's just a typical human things and all that kind of stuff. However, there comes a situation that causes you to rise to the occasion and go above and beyond that you normally would. But this won't be one of those nights. It'll be a super chill night. So in this particular story, You guys are in a town or a city, actually a town probably, called Mesquite Valley. That is in northern Arizona by Sedona, Arizona. Up in the mountains is where there's cool air. Even the summers aren't that bad. And it has a population of like maybe sort of 500 or so, maybe 700. And things are really nice here. It's actually like there's not much crime. No one locks their doors. Everyone knows each other. Everyone's walking their dogs. All sorts of like, situations where it's like, pretty cool. And the way you guys actually got into the situation is that you were reached out to by wherever you were working before, whether it be out of state or in another city like Phoenix, within Arizona. And you were reached out, and you don't remember submitting your application or resume to Mesquite Valley High School, but somehow, some way, they got access to it, and they requested you specifically to be able to come out and be able to be a part of Mesquite Valley High School. They're desperate for teachers. They need the best. They consider you the best, and they offered you essentially like $100,000 to be able to come out here and work. As long as you're a full-time teacher, not a substitute teacher. If you're a substitute teacher, you get a fraction of that. But thankfully, none of you are substitute teachers. So that's great. So amazing. And yes, so you are here now. Whether you have a kid in this school enrolled, which if you did, it's great because it's a great education. They really take it seriously. They have a lot of resources. Every kid's issued their own laptop, and they have access to a bunch of different stuff to be able to make sure that they succeed and everything. And they teach you and they treat you guys really well. If anything's ever stressful or whatever, you have the support needed. You've been here for about 6 to 8 months or so. Most of you. So it's been, really nice to finally find your ideal job. This is how a teacher should be treated, essentially. So it's wonderful. You can't think of a single bad thing, about this place. Maybe that they don't have some of your favorite fast food places that are in town, but whatever. They have different mom and pop shops. So I would love to know about your guys' characters to be able to understand who all is come into this Mesquite Valley High School masquerade dance. So number one, we're going to go opposite order. So we're going to go to J2 Rudo. Could you please introduce your character?
Yep. So tonight I'm going to be playing D-Ray. I am kind of sort of known as an entrepreneur. Done a lot of things for the school that I'm coming from. I'm not sure if it's rather not good things or bad things, but there are things nonetheless. I'm known as the chemistry teacher who goes the extra mile to excite their students. So we love doing experiments around here. We love putting together different periodic elements on the periodic table to see what happens to them. Sometimes they create a big explosion. Sometimes they create a small explosion. But overall, my students are highly engaged and interested in my classes, which is why I think D-Ray was brought to this school. And so basically I do what I do for not only the love of my students, but also to take care of the family that I'm raising. I have a wife. I have a young daughter who's around 5 years old. And I also have a son who's on the way. So definitely got to make the money in order to support my kid's future. And so this is a great opportunity in which D-Ray could potentially be able to take his life and really elevate it to the next level.
I'm gonna make a little change to your story, and that your wife is a strong, independent businesswoman, and she's out of town on business this night. But however, your other child is at the masquerade, is super excited, stoked to be a part of this and everything, and it's great. And then we're gonna go over to Maxine. Could you please tell us about Maxine?
Yeah, speaking about those substitute teachers, listen, we deserve respect too, and that's what Maxine is here for. Respect. They kind of been hopping around from classroom to classroom until the English teacher went on maternity leave, and they've been occupying that seat ever since. English was never their strong suit. They wanted to apply for the art teacher position, but that place is a little hard to get into. And they kind of uprooted their life from the East Coast all the way to the West with their sibling, who is a senior in high school, Leslie Odom.
Amazing. That's incredible. And even though you are a substitute teacher, you get paid the full amount as all the other teachers do while you're substituting. So it's a great experience. You never want it to end. And the principal did tell you that you're doing such a great job. The other teachers really like you. The students really like you. And there's a good potential for a future for you if you choose to stick around and all that kind of stuff. So it's great. Yeah, it seems like you might be able to achieve the American dream of having healthcare, and so that's great. So, and then going over to Elaine, could you please introduce Elaine?
Hi. So, Elaine, I am a new hire. I was living in New York City, very expensive. Was looking for a change of pace. I have family in Arizona, my sister Lana and my niece Kirsten. And my niece Kirsten, actually, her family, Lana's a single mother. They ended up moving closer to Mesquite Valley so Kirsten could be going to this school now because I was telling them all these lovely things about it. I am also a amateur boxer and a firearms instructor. So I am very excited to be able to imbibe the students with a sense of, personal security, just confidence, really believe in the kids and just encouraging them to be active and be them best selves. So, yeah.
Perfect. And once again, you guys have been here for like 6 to 8 months or so, and it's been a really nice time. Like you kind of like, well, I don't want to speak for your characters, but you guys, it's been one of the best experiences teaching you've had, especially financially. So that's been great. Now, there's something that's unique about the school because it's so far out from the major sort of cities and all that kind of stuff, and they're kind of like remote, that they're not a part of any sort of like major district. They're kind of are their own sort of district. So their basketball games, football games, anything like that, they don't play against other schools. They kind of play against each other at sort of this like exhibition style thing, and have their own sort of tournaments, but there's only so many kids at school, so they kind of just do what they can. So instead of a homecoming dance, there's actually this sort of masquerade / Halloween / homecoming dance that they have here. So everyone is encouraged to wear masks that people can't know who they are for the most part, and they kind of just have like a very big and they're all about moths that are in this sort of town. Their mascot is the Mesquite Valley Moths, and like a lot of their sort of like stores feature moths of different types, and there's all these sort of exhibits around with all these sort of different things all about moths, which is kind of like quirky, it's fun and everything like that, and they just kind of like all this kind of stuff. So the masquerade masks that they have are all moth sort of themed, which you guys all have them as well, as you've been dealt them out, and you've been requested or kind of like voluntold to chaperone this dance and everything to make sure everything goes well. And sure enough, you guys are here. You're all dressed up and everything. You know of each other. Maybe you've seen each other in the break room or like had lunch. Now, actually, that's a good question. Would you guys say that you guys are friends or just coworkers? Because it's been 6 to 8 months, so you've had enough exposure. So it's up to you guys.
I don't know how you guys feel about it, Lee, but I haven't really had the opportunity to make friends outside of the school yet. So I am very stoked for any social interaction that we all have with each other. I think you guys are great. I don't know how you feel about me.
You all have pending Facebook
like
friend requests from
each other.
Yeah, Elaine.
Yeah, I think for D-Ray, he definitely tries to make friends with all the teachers or faculty, especially those who he can see potentially having an interest in his experiments that he has going on. So I think overall he will want to be friends with you all.
Amazing. And then what about Maxine?
I think everybody's pretty friendly. It'll work.
That's good. Makes sense because you are a substitute teacher, so you're trying to like get in good. So it's like, please like me, so you like they could hire me and all that. So that's great. Yeah. So in this time, it's been like kind of go. Their standards are high here at this school, but you are up for the challenge. So you definitely are able to roll with the punches and everything. So you finally get this night to sort of breathe as you are at the dance. Everyone, like, music is blaring and people are like making TikToks and dancing and like having a great time and all that kind of stuff. And everything's pretty chill. And you guys all gather around the classic punch bowl to be able to hang out with one another. Make sure it's not spiked, because these are all 17-year-olds, 16-year-olds, 15-year-olds, 18-year-olds, and all that kind of stuff. So you just got to make sure they're not getting into too much trouble and everything. So what would you guys say as you all gather at this sort of punch bowl during a little bit of a lull in the night?
I'll
I
turn
think.
to. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say. So I guess I misread. I thought this was more of a costume party than a masquerade party. One of the students just asked why I wasn't wearing a costume, and I can't tell if he was serious or not. That kind of hurt my feelings a little bit.
Yeah, no, I had did like the whole cat ear thing and just keep it
Yeah,
simple, and then they have like the moth bit. I don't. Eh,
yeah. Still getting used to it, I guess. Vibe here.
good for them though.
Yeah, these students seem to kind of sort of go to the beat of their own drum, which I find highly respectful, but also at the same time, it throws me off with what are we supposed to be doing and how we actually fit in here.
Yeah, I feel like we stand out a little bit.
I mean, I don't know about you guys. I'm just gonna. Yeah.
Can't really. Well,
Amazing. So in this time, as you're all chatting, you see that there, and it is the only thing that you could say about, and maybe not the only thing, but one of the major things about the school that you've come to notice is that people are a little clique-ish, you know. So the other teachers who have been here longer, more well established, they all chat, have friend groups, do things on the weekends with each other, like all that kind of stuff. And you're starting to get invites, but every time you kind of go, it's a little bit awkward. You feel kind of like alienated a little bit just because you're new-ish to the actual sort of community and all that kind of stuff. And they just have a lot of inside jokes that you're not quite aware of, but it's like whatever, you know. I'm sure I'll get used to them, or maybe I won't. It's you know, fine. But one of the people that you do know that comes by is actually the principal, Principal Monroe. She has been the one who reached out to you, hired you, and all kind of stuff, made sure you're doing well, and she's like, oh, good for a boss. You know, she's doing kind of well, and she heads over to you guys with her moth mask, all sort of like, you know, it's gilded. It looks more prominent than the others and everything like that. And she goes, oh, it's so good that you guys came. Thank you so much for helping out with tonight with the kids and the dance and everything like that. Like, is everything going well? Is there any issues at all? Do your masks fit?
oh no, they're great. Thank you. I've never worn anything like this before. I've never actually been to a masquerade party before. It's fun.
Yeah, yeah, it's a little bit stuffy on here, but overall, I've been enjoying the music, and I think the vibes are exactly where they need to be at. You all are really doing a great job with the school preppiness around here.
He's like,
Yeah, no, yeah. Everything's just so great.
He's like, oh, good. I'm so glad to hear it. If there's any issues, please let me know. Don't even worry about talking to other people. Just bring it to me directly, and I'll make sure it gets taken care of. And feel free not to stay too long. I just want to make sure once the kids are done dancing and everything, and they're all like, you know, they hit their curfew, and they can all like disperse, and then we can just clean up, and then we'll be good to go. And I'll let you guys get back to your weekend. That way you can enjoy the rest of everything. And thank you again so much for all of this. And he goes, I'm going to go and take care of a few things, but I may need your help in a little bit to just handle a couple of things. But I'll come back to you later. Enjoy. And have you tried the punch? It's really good, actually. And he's like, you should. It's Kool-Aid. You should absolutely drink the Kool-Aid. And then after that, she like walks away and then kind of goes to chat with other sort of teachers and all that, just to make sure everyone's sort of good. Any questions or anything you guys do here?
I think D-Ray is going to want to take. He doesn't drink the Kool-Aid, but he does take a test tube out of his pocket, scoops up a little bit of the punch, and then basically puts a cork on it and slips it back into his pocket.
Okay, perfect.
I'm sorry. What was that? What?
Just
throw it under a microscope.
saving some for later. You know, I'm not going to do any experimenting with anything or anything like that.
Lane's gonna take a thing of punch and just kind of subtly just.
Spike a little bit. You hear some kids be like, "Hell yeah, Williams!" as like Coach Williams, as they kind of like, and then so, and this time, you all look out to the dance floor, and you can see your touchstones there. As they're enjoying their life, you know, it's high school, the best of times, the worst of times for, you know, everyone and all that kind of stuff. Go ahead and take a moment to describe what your touchstone is like in whatever amount of detail you'd like to, you know, any personality quirks, how they're doing in school. Do they have friends? You know, are they like ambitious, kind of finding their way, troublemaker, whatever the case might be. You know, I'd love to hear some of that. And we'll start with D-Ray. How was your? It was
Yeah,
daughter.
so-
Or was it?
Yeah, my daughter.
Yeah, gotcha.
And I know I said she was 5 earlier. She's actually 15. We're gonna
5 plus 10.
skip ahead a little bit. Yeah. Too much science on the brain. But I think that D-Ray's daughter, her name is Penelope, and she overall she's almost like a split image of myself. If you were to take me and basically mirror me into what a beautiful young woman would look like. She look like she's coming into her own, but at the same time, she's reached that age where she no longer wants to have anything to do with me, and she thinks of me as a pretty big embarrassment. But overall, I picture her having kind of sort of the gingery hair that I have, along with the gingery freckles. She's a black young woman with beautiful chocolatey skin, and overall, she's just at the point where she's off with her group of friends. She's known for making friends and known as the cool kids, and she sees me as the father who's embarrassing to her, even though her friends may see me as someone who's cool because of all the experimenting that I do. So that's overall her in a nutshell.
Perfect. And then and it probably at this time like, Dad, stop it. As like across the way, they her and her friends just watched you put the Kool-Aid in your actual was it beaker? No, not beaker. Vial or something like that.
Test tube, yeah.
Test tube, yeah, test tube. And then
hey, Penelope. So we're experimenting with this later, huh? Like old times, right?
he's like, bye. And then she kind of just like kind of rolls her eyes and like walks away with their friends, and they all kind of laugh and be like, I don't know him, as she just jokingly sort of says as they all sort of like chat and sort of
D-Ray turns to the other two teachers. They grow up so fast.
You might suffer
As he wipes
one
a tear from his
emotional
eye.
point of health as you sort of do that. And then amazing. And then what about Coach Williams?
So my touchstone so my niece Kirsten, who is she just recently turned 17. She is a sort of like a emo-y, like angsty artist pody type of kid. Her mom doesn't really like for her to wear a lot of makeup, but she definitely, like, I can tell, like, she came and did like her eyeliner in the bathroom as soon as she got to the dance. I'm kind of like the cool aunt, like I'm not going to tell on her. She's a little bit embarrassed about like me giving her any sort of attention in front of other students, or especially she's a boyfriend now, Owen, and they're obsessed with each other. It's like kind of the only thing she cares about now. But when it's just the two of us, we do get along and we have a good relationship.
That's amazing. And I would say you're probably the cool coach of this, because you're just so chill during gym and during everything that like everyone's like, hell yeah, exactly. Everyone gets to use their cell phones around you and all that. And then,
But I am seeing her dance a little bit too close to Owen, so I'm just give her a little.
yeah, right. You're like, leave room for Jesus. As
Yeah.
so amazing. And then what about Maxine? It was your sister,
Maxine's
right?
sibling,
Yeah.
Leslie. She's very homely, kind of shy. As a professional wallflower, is like sitting at the bleachers, like with her friends that did go. Maxine has been trying to like coax her a little bit, it's high school, best years of your life, whatever, and just like push them out there. But there's a little hesitation. Smart kid, very bright, going places. Just has to work on the social skills just a little bit.
Amazing. And you all look upon, your touchstones, and like you can see them growing, and they're older, wiser, and all that stuff. Maybe getting into some trouble, but that's life. They're growing up, and you definitely recognize that it's not going to be too much longer until they actually go off to college, and your proximity to them is going to become very drastic, and like it's going to be you're going to be away from them. So this is truly the last time that you guys can actually see one another so frequently. And that every parent feels that as they kind of like go through this, and all the dancing is going on and all that, and eventually at a certain point you see that the principal does come back over and goes like, all right, I am so sorry to interrupt you guys. I hope everything's going well, but I will need a little bit of assistance. It looks like we're going to need actually some more ice. So if you guys could like go into the deep freezer, just get those bags of ice for us. We would really appreciate it. And just like go around the actual dance and fill the different punch bowls with the ice. That way it keeps it cool, because it's so hot in here, isn't it? And it's actually not hot in here at all. It's like totally cool. It's like very chill, actually. Any response?
I can grab some ice. Yeah, it's whatever you say.
No problem. Team Ice.
Yeah, ice. Yeah.
Like, oh, you guys are saints. Thank you so much. Just, be safe, be careful. Don't take too much or anything like that. Just try not to strain yourself. We don't need a workers' comp situation. As she goes, all right, good. You guys are the best. And like, they're getting a bunch of ice for us. Aren't they amazing? And all the teachers are like, yeah, it's great. And then they just gotta do their thing. And then the music continues. Sabrina Carpenter plays throughout the speakers and all that kind of stuff as you guys make your way sort of around. So you've been here 6 to 8 months, but finding the deep freezer is something that you're not used to, because this is not really something that deal with and all that. It's generally in the cafeteria area, but you got to figure it out and head over there. So anything you guys say as you're heading to the general cafeteria area, or do?
I mean, I guess ice can be a 3-person job. I can, I'll hold the bulk of it if you guys want, and then just, we can kind of make this all one trip and take 10 minutes. How long can it take to get ice?
Or we can use my drone and have them move the ice for me.
I don't think we need anything to explode.
No, I promise it isn't going to explode. It's literally something I've been working on. The whole trying to sneak in places, getting elements that I need in order to conduct my scientific experiments. It's kind of getting played out, so I have to use this drone in order to get those elements and potentially not run the risk of getting caught. But that's besides the point. I have a drone that could potentially move this ice back and forth if, we want to go do something else.
I feel like that's something I shouldn't know that you have, so I'm going to pretend you didn't say that. I'll be good.
Yeah, no, the music is great, I'm working late because I'm a teacher.
There you go, yeah. So as you're having this conversation, the amount of time it takes for D-Ray to explain that the drone is capable of carrying enough weight to transport it successfully over, you guys get to the actual cafeteria. As you get here, it's slightly creepy as you enter in. The lights are all off and you see the different tables here, and there's not a soul to be found. And you see the back area where the kitchen staff sort of work and kind of cook the food, and you kind of assume that it's beyond sort of there. Do you guys head forward, or anything else you guys kind of do or say? All right.
I think D-Ray is going to want to go to the kitchen and check out and see exactly what is in there in terms of things that they potentially can sneak out.
Sure. I mean, the fridge is the huge fridges are filled of food, like different lunch meats, cheeses, different ingredients to make whatever, and all these sort of different things that a cafeteria staff would sort of need, cleaning products as well, and all that. And then sure enough, as you guys get beyond here, you find that there is the deep freezer that's right around the corner and all that kind of stuff. There's a very large door that you can go. It kind of rumbles a bit and kind of hums as in power. As you go over to it, you can kind of see that it's pretty firm. As you try to open it, it takes a little bit of strength, but sure enough, you are able to click it open, and then you are just you have a bunch of coldness wash over you and this sort of frost. As you see that all this stuff is here, and sure enough, in the very back of the deep freezer is this, or the walk-in freezer, is actually a bunch of bags of ice that are all there. And yeah, so who wants to go first?
I think this being a physical task, I think I would just sort of naturally just hop on in and be all right, let's go, team.
All right, right behind you. Lead the way.
Yeah, what he said.
Yeah, you get in there. It's chilly, but that's it. That's the extent of it. As you get all the way back here, you see the different frozen meats and all these different supplies that are kind of back here. And then sure enough, you find the bags of ice as you pick up one, pick up two. We'll do our first check of the night on how many bags you guys can actually carry. So go ahead and give me a strength and athletics check. So once again, what you're going to do is you're going to look at how many dots you have in strength, how many dots you have in athletics, and that's your dice pool. And you're going to go ahead and roll that. Now, if you wanted to burn your automatic 1 success, you can go ahead and do it because this is a great time to do it. You know, this is a very risky move and to get bags of ice.
I rolled a 5 and a 1. That's 0 successes.
Okay, cool. It's so
I
cold.
have
You just
a lot of dice to roll for this.
Bearman, you get 1 bag. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
D-Ray rolls 1 dice, which is a success.
A success? Okay, good. Yeah, you're able to get 2 bags of ice. Essentially, is the max you can carry for this.
I've got 2 successes.
Okay, you get 4 bags as like you just get 2 of them or sorry 4 of them by the head. You just gotta pick it up and everything. There's a little bit of weight to it, and that's like totally fine. And as you guys are in the very back corner of this walk-in freezer, what happens at this point is you hear the sound of a thud and a click as you look back to find that the walk-in freezer door has like shut. And before, like one of you can't remember who it was, propped it open, with whatever it might have been, but now it's closed. What would you like to do?
I'll say D-Ray ended up propping it open with one of the beakers that he carries around.
Amazing. The beaker is inside of the deep freezer. It was distinctly out of it to be able to use as a prop, to hold the door open, and now it's in the deep freezer. That's been moved.
Oh, I'm sure this is fine. I mean, a deep freezer must have some sort of safety you can't probably shut it from inside, right? But this will be fine. I'm gonna go and try to push the door open.
Sure, you do so, and as you do so, you find that there is resistance, to it. It seems to be, for lack of a better term, stuck in this situation. As you kind of give kind of a little bit uneasy glance. If you want to put some force behind it, you can do a strength and athletic check to try to really put your shoulder into it.
Yeah. Give it a shove. Dang. So it's is it a 6 and above?
Yeah, 6 and above. Yeah.
Okay, that's 2 successes.
Okay. So with 2 successes, you go ahead and put down the bags of ice so you can really put your muscle into it. And as you shove yourself across against this door, it doesn't move. It's like stuck. And you kind of hurt your shoulder in the process of this and all that kind of stuff. And as this happens, you hear the sound of the actual rumbling of the walk-in freezer begin to get louder as you immediately recognize that the temperature in this area is dropping immensely. It's getting impossibly sort of cold. And is there anything you do or say to one another as you recognize this sort of situation? You put on a jacket, yeah.
Yeah, like they've been sitting it on their shoulders the entire time. First thing, jacket, spooky achieved. Second thing, Maxine is looking for their phone to at least call somebody, maybe the principal,
sure.
To get them out of here.
Maybe this is a prank. I'd smack on the door. I'd be like, kids, this isn't funny. It's really fucking cold in here, and start slapping on the other side of the door.
Sure.
Yeah, let it out.
Yeah,
come on, you crazy kids.
You pull out your phone and there's no cell connection at all. It's like,
of course there isn't.
Yeah, and you're like, oh shit, and yeah. So fast forward a bit in the situation. You scramble, you yell, you throw things around, you try to bash it, using all of your strength, combined strength, and nothing works. As it's getting so cold in this point that you begin to start to pass out because it's freezing. Maybe you can huddle together for warmth, and it's not enough. As eventually you succumb to this. And what are your last thoughts as you kind of think about this, really quick?
This is the dumbest way to die. That's what I would think of. I'd be like, this is the dumbest way to die.
D-Ray is going to think to himself, he never, ever was able to figure out that thesis experiment that he was working on that would have potentially made him even bigger than he thought he would have been able to made. And it was obviously a missed opportunity that he went to the dance or the masquerade instead of actually sitting in class working on his experiments to help improve his current standing.
Maxine is in the same vein of Elaine. Oh, we're gonna end up on the news.
Perfect. And as you succumb to darkness and cold and everything like that, everything just, you black out until finally you wake up suddenly. You're still freezing. Your teeth are chattering. You can't feel the tips of the extremities of your fingers or anything like that. And you see that there is an old man Jenkins. He's like the janitor here. Your homie, if you have custodial staff and all that kind of stuff as your contact. And he's pulling you guys out. He's old, but he's still has a bit of strength. And he goes, "It's okay. Just warm up. I'm gonna get you some water and try to pour it on you to make you feel a little better. Just hold on. You're fine. You're fine." As you get pulled out from this walk-in freezer. As you begin to wake up, you have to kind of force your eyelids open because they got stuck together a little bit, and they you finally see. And he goes "Well, I don't know who did what, if this was a prank or something, but someone put a straight up chair against the actual walk-in freezer, and they purposely put you in there. And not only that, but they turned the temperature down all the way. That was lethal. That could have killed you. I'm glad I was just down the hall taking going to the bathroom, destroying the bathroom, and with my and he goes "Are you guys okay? Are you all right?" As he kind of is bringing you guys hot towels and giving them to you, which is the greatest thing right now. As you start to feel your extremities return to you. Yeah.
Thanks to you, we are. But I don't know about you guys. I'd like to look at. There's security cameras in here, right? I'd look around and be I would love to know who thought that was a funny prank. That has to be a prank.
Killer prank. I would hope not. I mean, kids aren't stupid. I guess that can happen. Oh goodness.
I'm sure it wasn't. I mean, no one would try to kill us. I'm sure that one of the kids thought that it would be funny, just didn't really have a concept of what they were doing. I don't think no one would do that on purpose.
I hope not. It was freezing cold in there.
Because I can imagine it gets really down there, So
I'm doing jumping jacks. Warm up.
Yeah, to warm up. There you go. And he goes I don't know how did the dance end already? What's going on? There's no one in there. As you guys look across the way, there's some windows against the wall in the cafeteria that faces the gymnasium, which also has a couple windows or a door that's kind of open, and you see the lights that are flickering and all that kind of stuff, but you see no one in there at all from across the way. Now you only have a limited viewpoint, as you're in this building that's across the way, but even still, the dance should still be going on, clearly. And
how long were we asleep?
And he goes, "I don't know. What do you guys remember when you got in there? Because it's about 9 p.m. right now, or sorry, it's 8:30. I forgot it's a school dance, so it's 8:30 right now. And you guys walked to get into the actual deep walk-in freezer at 7 p.m. or so.
You were in there for an hour?
Actually,
I don't know medically if you could survive for that long. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah.
And some change. Oh man. Okay. Where? Okay. I don't think my sister would have just up and left. So where is everyone?
He's I don't know. I mean, when you get older, you guys will experience this. It gets harder to make your bowels move. So you guys, I was in the bathroom for quite some time. Awesome new headphones that I got from my granddaughter, and they're soundproof. And I just kind of was watching TikToks, and everything was cool. And then came out to just see how everything was going, and I heard the rumbling of this, walk-in freezer, because I know old Betsy, and old Betsy makes sounds if someone puts her temperature down a little bit too low, and she was really rumbling. So I had to see what's going on. I'm glad I found you guys, because you could have died. You genuinely could have died here. I guess we should go figure out what's going on.
Yeah. Old Betsy, diarrhea. Let's go, please. God.
And they're yeah, of course. As he helps you guys to your feet. And what would you like to do?
I think our first order of business is we should look for security cameras. If we can find security cameras, we can find out potentially who done this. And then when we
Oh.
find out who done this, we can nail their behind. Detention for the rest of their life.
Well, maybe someone, could we have not heard? I mean, Jenkins had noise canceling headphones. We were in a deep freeze. Maybe someone pulled a fire alarm. Maybe people are just doing pranks and everyone's outside and they just pulled the fire alarm and everyone's outside and mystery solved. So maybe we should check outside.
Yeah. You can check the cameras and we can go just step outside for a bit. And maybe I feel like that's a great misunderstanding in Pranksville tonight.
Probably be
DeRay,
warmer
would you like
outside
to go
too.
alone to check the cameras?
Yep, D-Ray's gonna go alone.
Perfect. All right, good. So we're going to start off with Coach Williams and Maxine. And you know what? Old Man Jenkins will go with you. Are you Professor Wilson or is it just Mr. Wilson?
All right, I like the kids to call me Ray Ray.
Ray? Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Old Man Jenkins will go with you to there. And so we're going to start off with Maxine and then also Coach Williams. So as you guys make it to the outside, do you go into the gymnasium or do you just kind of like hang out outside?
Is there a way to kind of go through the gymnasium to go
Sure.
outdoors? I don't know if the gymnasium has like
Yeah,
an
that's
exit.
fine. So we'll do both. So as you get outside and walk across sort of like from the cafeteria to like the campus to the gymnasium, you find there's not a soul around. Everything's so quiet, and even the parking lot is mostly empty at this point. There's like actually I should say like there's only a third of the cars that used to be there actually there. Your cars are still there and everything. And as you get into sort of the gymnasium, you find that the music is still going and all that, and the lights are still like flaring, but everyone's gone. Like there's no one here at all, and you just kind of like are dumbfounded by what's around here.
It's be a very
Okay.
over the top prank. I mean, like I know people do haze and that kind of thing, and we're new, but this is
Yeah,
weird,
this
right?
is-
This is too much.
Yeah, this goes beyond normal hazing. I don't think. Do I have any cell service now, or is it still kind of wonky?
No, it's down.
You know what? I'm just to feel better.
Okay.
Let's take a walk to my car real quick. Let's just take a quick walk.
Yeah, after you, Coach. This is ridiculous.
So you're gonna head over to your car. Okay,
Mhm.
good. So as you're heading over to your car, what you hear from across the way as like you're kind of going about it is you go like, dude, it's so sweet that we ended up getting promoted. Like I'm really excited about this. Like we finally get to actually take we get to, as long as we complete our task of taking the sacrifices and bringing them over, then it should be like totally in we get promoted, we get to rise up the ranks, and we get more money, success, fame, all that sort of stuff. It's like, I know, right? It's so easy. I was so smart to keep them in the freezer and just to like they might be dead, but I think they're still alive. I think it should be fine. And they're like, you didn't put the temperature down all the way, right? Because that could like kill someone. I'm like, no, I think I left a little bit from it. And I'm like, okay, cool. Well, I mean, it's fine, you know, because it's whatever. But do you have like did you bring like something just in case they like are awake or resist or whatever? It's like, yeah, I brought a bat and all that, so it should be like totally fine. And you guys are hearing this like there must be around the corner or something like that. You don't recognize the voices at all. However, if you like to do a wits and politics, that will get you, you know, your mind rolling for like, wait a second, do I know them? Or if you have a passive of 2 or higher in politics, then you would recognize that voice.
I have 4 wits. I'm gonna roll those 4 dice.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll my wits.
Yeah.
It's 1 pass.
1 pass. Okay. It's the voices are familiar to you. You know of them. Like you definitely heard them before. And what'd you get,
Just one
Maxine?
Success.
1 success. You know of them. Yeah. It's someone you know, and your context clues that you're getting is like it was intentional. They must have locked you in the freezer, and they're looking to apparently do harm to you. But that's like very odd to you because like you're at a school, like, you must have known this person. Like, is it truly a prank? You're uncertain as you're like, ooh. So as you think about how you want to handle this next situation, we're going to go all the way to Ray Ray and also Old Man Jenkins. And Old Man Jenkins will be with you, like heading down the hallways and all that. He's like, I've always like, does this school kind of weird you out a little bit? Like, I've only been here for 6 months or so, and they paid me a lot of money to be a janitor of all things at like, this school. And I don't know, their fascination with mods and all that kind of creeps me out.
Oh, you've been there for 6 months too?
He's like, yeah, it's apparently they had a shortage of janitors, so they kind of like asked me to work here.
Wow, what a coincidence. And I was told that they had a shortage of chemistry teachers, and I was told to come work here.
I'm like, oh.
See, I knew us pairing together was a match made in heaven.
It's true. It's pretty cool, yeah. And then I'm like, well, here's where the cameras are, and it's like in the security like room or whatever. And you guys get in here. There are the computers, and you see that they're it's currently at a screensaver. If you like hit the space bar, you find that it actually has a lock screen, like enter password and all that kind of stuff. What is it you like to do here?
All right, so D-Ray is basically going to look at the cameras that are leading up to the corridor of the cafeteria, just so he can see. Basically, he wants to get a time lapse of them going into the cafeteria, and then whoever basically follow them in, and then basically exiting out.
Sure, yeah. So in order to do that, you have to get past this username and password screen. So there's a couple things you can do here. As your benevolent storyteller, you can search around using like wits and investigation physically to see if the password was written down somewhere on like paperwork around you. Alternatively, you can try to hack into the computer by doing intelligence and technology to just try to force your way sort of into this. Whatever method you think would be good.
All right, D-Ray is going to go with trying to hack the system.
Okay, perfect. So look at the dots in intelligence and look at the dots in technology and go ahead and get all that and roll it together.
Oh my lord.
And 6 and above is a success. If you get 2 10s, that's a critical success.
Yeah, let's see. That's 1 success and the rest are failure. So 3 failures, 1 success.
Okay, so with 1 success, you're unable to get in here. You need 2 successes or more to be able to get in. And as you do so, it's like Old Man Jenkins will kind of look to you and be like, I thought you were good with computers. Like, what the heck? He looks funny. Now, you can do a willpower reroll, which means that you're going to lower your willpower by 1, and you get to reroll 3 dice. Non-desperation dice, which are all your dice, or all your fails right now.
He's going to turn to Jen. They must have upgraded the system. Clearly, there's something that's wrong with the system and not wrong with me. And he's going to go ahead and try again.
Of course. Yeah.
We each have 1 reroll that we can use at just some point because of the donation.
So that $10 one is going to be you get an automatic 1 success. So if, for example, in your guys' situation, you had 1 success, so you would have gone to 2 if you popped it. Yeah.
All right, so that's going to be all 3 success.
Okay, so you have 4 successes now. So with 4 successes, you get in here no problem at all. As you're like, all right, let's just try. I remember one of there. It was like Tony, and then it was like Michael's or something like that. And then you're gonna go ahead and be like, all right, password. What was the password? I like the LA Rams or whatever. So you just put that in, and sure enough, it pops up, full blown, and you definitely see that. There are the security footage and cameras and all that kind of stuff that are around. Now, there's a couple things here. Number 1, you see that there are multiple cameras that are flickering between each other to just showcase you a little bit of everything here. One of them, you see your companions, Maxine and Coach Williams, as they seem like freaked out by something. And they kind of look to each other with a worried glance. And you see that there are 2 individuals that have stopped right around the corner, and they have what appear to be like baseball bats essentially, and rope and all that. It definitely does not look good. And even Old Man Jenkins will be like, wait, what is that? Like, what the heck? Like, I think I know that frame. That butt can only belong to the dance teacher. And it'll be Mr. James and all that. So, and then and He goes, and why are they holding a baseball bat and rope? That's really weird. Like, do you think they're okay? Should I call the police?
Yeah, you get the police, and I'll go. Actually, let's go and check and see what's happening there first, because it surely isn't physical activity day today. So I don't understand why they would be having bats and rope. But let's try to get the jump on them before they actually try anything. Maybe it's some sort of misunderstanding, because there is no way that Mr. James would do something like this. He loves the coach.
And is that a new romance arc? Is Mr. James actually like Coach Williams?
I think
You said it.
I think
so
he,
you decide. Yeah.
I think he likes the coach as an mutual friend, as in trying to get close to the coach, but at the same time trying to find ways to undercut the coach. Maybe he wants the actual position of
Gotcha.
coach.
Okay,
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, because if you say something like that, then you have total control. Whatever comes out of your mouth is canon. So that's great. So in this situation, he looks to you and be like, "Do you mean like run over to them? Like, dude, these knees are old, but like if we get over there, I absolutely can. And if they need help, he pulls out a switchblade and like flicks it, and then goes like, I can throw down if need be."
Perfect. I wish I had my X-Acto knife on me, but these hands will work.
And then perfect. You got thunder and lightning as you like hold up your fist. So do you want to run over to where they're at? Now it's across campus, so you're gonna have to do a dexterity and athletics check to be able to actually make it over there. Alternatively, you can review the camera footage, or you did get 4 technology, so there are speakers on every camera, so you could always try to like activate it and warn them, or whatever the case might be.
Actually, I was thinking, I don't really do the running thing. That's why I'm a chemistry teacher. Let's try to find the sound system and try to alert them that way. And maybe we can, you can try to head down there, because I'm pretty sure you would beat me, even though you're older than me. I'm sure you will get there faster, since you already know the lay of the land pretty well.
He's like, oh yeah, I always stay fit enough to run away from the cops. As he goes like, I'll go over there right away and try to like warn them. As he says do so. So we just got another $20 donation. So let me go ahead and confirm what that is. And again, if you donate something at a certain price point and want to chop it up to be lower things, you absolutely can do so. Otherwise, right now, surprisingly, you find a weapon, Ray. You find that one of the security guards just completely carelessly left a stun gun actually on the desk. So it's right there. It's got like apparently full cartridges and all that kind of stuff, and you could use it and wield it if you'd like to.
My goodness, I've been trying to get my hands on this for so long. This is exactly what I need for my experimentation. And he's gonna go ahead and pick it up.
He's like, okay, I'm gonna go and try to see what's going on out there. And then he's like, you stay here and do your thing. As he will go ahead and run for it. Let me go ahead and roll for him. Actually, I should have made a character for Old Man Jenkins. Oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'll use the one I created actually. So let me go ahead and get that up. So that will be, nope, that's Elaine. Nope, that's there we go. So he's gonna have 2 in strength, or 2 in dexterity, and then 2 in athletics. So he's got a dice pool of 4. He's gonna roll those bad boys and get 3 successes. So he must have been in track when he was younger, like, because he is running hard and fast. And sure enough, he runs down the halls. He makes his way out. He's the janitor here, so he knows all the routes to get around. And he makes his way all the way across campus. And he goes, "Hi, what are you guys doing?" As immediately you hear a raised voice, and you definitely recognize it's Old Man Jenkins. And you hear the 2 voices of the men. They're like, oh shit, there's one other person. Like, is that Old Man Jenkins? Dude, he's old. We could take him. Like, he's like, I think 65 or something like that. Like, let's just get him. And he's like, "Hey, Old Man Jenkins, it's good to see you. We just want to talk to you really quick." And he goes, "About what?" And you hear these raised voices. So if you want to, you can go over there and help Old Man Jenkins, or you can get to your car, or you can, do whatever you think is best here. You see not a soul around other than hearing these 3 voices of Old Man Jenkins confronting these 2 and all that, and then there's you guys. So again, okay, you guys go for it. What would you like to do?
I mean, we gotta help Old Man Jenkins.
I mean, let's go. Yeah, let's go help Old Man Jenkins, and then we can get to my car after.
Okay.
Well, at least we have the element of surprise.
Sure. So you make your way over to.
Maxine, do you know how to fight? Have you ever punched someone before?
Negative muscle. There's nothing under this. Is all fluff.
Like noodle arms, as you're like, yeah.
Well, you
Can
just.
that give me a distraction?
That sounds perfect. Let's do that.
Perfect. You get to the parking lot and you head over to your separate cars, or do you go to one person's car first?
Oh, we're going straight to. We're gonna go help Old Man Jenkins.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you head over there, you see the scene as these two individuals. They're like, "Hey, Jenkins, just want to talk to you really quick. It's good to see you. We're just kind of confused about where everyone is. Are you doing well?" And then he's like, "I'm doing all right, but why are you guys acting weird and creepy towards like walking around? You looking for someone?" And then they're like, "Oh, it just wanted to chat. You know where everyone's at right now?" And he's like, "No, I was just trying to figure that out. Like, what are you guys doing with the baseball bat and some rope?" And he's like, "All right, I'm tired of talking. Let's beat him up." And he's like, "Oh, you guys want to throw down?" As he pulls out his switchblade and begins to flick his knife. He's like, "Oh God, he's packing heat." As you guys are doing this. So in this time, how combat works is that it will go narratively who's going to go first. So in this situation, we're going to do Old Man Jenkins will go first. And then after that, it'll be the two other people that are in the actual fight. And then it'll be you guys, whoever wants to go first narratively. And then what will happen is that you're going to choose the most relevant abilities for the weapon you choose. So for example, if it's boxing, then it'll be your strength or dexterity and then your brawl, because you're actually fighting hand-to-hand sort of combat and everything. If you have a specialty in boxing, then you get an extra die to your dice pool. If you're going to use a weapon I found a folding chair, then you're going to go ahead and do strength and melee, because you're holding a melee weapon, and so on and so forth and all that. So first we'll go Old Man Jenkins, and he is going to have a dice pool of 3. So he's going to go ahead and roll it, and ends up getting 2 successes, which is enough. So what happens is that the enemies are going to have a static difficulty. So you need to get, for these enemies apparently, 2 successes or higher in order to succeed here. So as Old Man Jenkins goes forward, he goes like, "I want some of this," as you hear one of the guys go like, "Oh God, he cut me!" And after that, it goes to the other guys. "You know what? Take this, old man," as they're going to go ahead and try to swing a bat at him. And they fail, as they're like, "You got to be faster than that." And then the other assailant is going to go, and he is going to hit, and you hear the sounds of a thud as the baseball bat hits Old Man Jenkins. You hear Old Man Jenkins like, "Oh!" And then after that, it goes to Coach Williams or Maxine. Who of you would like to go first?
I feel like I'd be going right for
Sure.
It's Mr. James has the bat. Is that who has the bat?
Yeah, both Mr. James and the other guy who is another teacher. Apparently, you've heard his voice before, but you're not quite. The mask is making it difficult to identify him. The butt cheeks are easy to identify in Mr. James, but there's nothing descriptive about the other individual. And then as you go ahead and go around the corner, and you see that one guy got cut, which is the not Mr. James, and then Mr. James is the one that hit Jenkins with the baseball bat, and it seems like Jenkins got hit in the gut, and he's kind of doubled over and all kind of stuff, trying to get his second wind and all that. So who would you like to attack?
Mr. James, since he's the one with the weapon, and he's right in Woman Jenkins.
So in combat, what happens is that if you have to make multiple reactions during a single round of combat, then it reduces your dice pool by 1 for every reaction. So for example, Mr. James just struck Jenkins, so his dice pool goes from 2 to 1. So you need 1 success in order to succeed here. Now, you are a martial character for your creed, so if you want to pull for your desperation dice, which right now it would probably be 3, because you're uncertain of the situation. You feel like it's dangerous, but you're not sure. You can pull those desperation dice into your pool. Otherwise, you can roll your straight dice. Which, if you're gonna use brawl, then it'll be strength and brawl or dexterity and brawl, whichever you feel like. If you're a technical fighter or just a bruiser.
Just a bruiser, just a boxer. Yeah, I'm gonna do strength and brawl, and I'm gonna what's Mr. J? What's his first name?
Pulled me on the spot. Steve.
All right, I would be like, "Hey, Steve." I'm gonna tap him on the shoulder. I'm gonna try to punch him in the face.
He's like, "Oh, Elaine." as turns around. Yeah.
All right. That's 3 successes.
3 successes. Okay, so 3 successes. You got 2 more than what. So the amount of successes you get beyond what you needed matters tremendously, especially for what you're doing. So if you have a weapon that also amplifies your damage, but in this case, because you're a boxer and everything, did you already add your extra die for boxing in there? Did you have a special save for boxing?
Yeah. I did not add that.
So add 1 extra die and see if you get another success.
Yes.
Okay, so it's 4. So that's great. So you knock him out at this point. So you go ahead, unless you want to.
Steve.
Yeah, unless you want to lethally hit him, that's your choice. Otherwise, it's going to be non-lethal. As you go ahead and he turns around after hitting Old Man Jenkins, and he goes, "Elaine, listen, I gotta." And then you sort of sucker punch him, or not sucker punch him, but like knock him in this jaw, and it sends him straight out to the floor as he's like twitching and sort of convulsing. And you see that the other guy is like, "Oh shit, Steve, are you okay?" And he looks over to you like with terror in his eyes, seeing he's completely outnumbered. And then Maxine, you come around the corner, and what would you like to do?
Okay, we can just knock this out. I mean, metaphorically, what is going on? Maybe a little bit of reason, a little common sense, so you don't end up on the floor like your bestie down there.
And
come on.
Okay, go ahead and do charisma and intimidation, or persuasion, manipulation and intimidation, whatever you feel is you're most comfortable with.
I'm gonna go with manipulation and persuasion.
Okay, go for it.
That is 2, 3, 4.
And in this situation, you need 2 successes to succeed.
All right. 3 successes.
Okay. With 3 successes, you say this to him, and he looks at all of you, and he has a bat in his hand, but he recognizes how hard Coach Williams hit Steve, who's like a good foot taller than this guy, who's only about 5'3" or so. And he drops his bat and drops his rope and puts his hands up and everything. And then he also looks to Old Man Jenkins, who now has his strength and has his knife out. And he's like, "I went to prison. You don't want to mess with me." And this guy goes like, "All right, I surrender. And he goes, "All right, I'm gonna get into a lot of trouble for this. So you can't tell people that I told you this, okay? Just please don't tell." But there's a group here that we perform certain rituals, and they help the town thrive and prosper and everything like that. And every so often we have to bring new people into the actual group, and you guys get hired and then are brought in. Now it can be very daunting and confusing, so typically we knock you guys out and then be able to bring you in to be able to really introduce you to our culture and everything like that, and all of that. So this is just what we just do. So it's just go along with it. Everything will go well, because you don't want it to not go well. I'll just tell you that. So just if you could just put the rope on you, and then everything will be great. Okay, that sounds reasonable. As he and Ray, you can see this on the cameras, hear it full blown, 4K total audio and all that kind of stuff. So, or if you could have headed over there too, if you'd like to, with your stun gun, whichever.
Yeah, so I think Ray, after noticing the fighting begin to break out, I think he's going to start to head down there.
Okay, perfect. And then, yes, so as you do so, you arrive on scene, and he's like, "Oh, there's another one of you guys all escaped. This is bad. This is really bad." And he goes "Listen, I was going to get a promotion. It's a really big deal. I know you don't get it right now, but it really means the world. People wait years and years to get promoted. So you guys understand, right?"
I like to punch him in the face.
You want to punch him in the... Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Sure. You automatically succeed, because he's completely unarmed, and you just suck... I guess not sucker punch, but you knock him out. And then he falls to the ground and convulses. And Old Man Jenkins is like, "What? What? That doesn't make any sense at all." And he goes "I'm going to call the cops," as he takes out his phone. He's like,
Wait, no. First of all, ACAB. Second of all, did you not just hear the plot, the hot fuzz just now? We need to just slow down.
He's like,
figure this out.
We need some help here. They were going to assault you guys, right? And then he pulls out his phone, and then he goes, "There's no cell service." He goes, "You guys have service?"
Oh, great. No, I have had service.
Yeah, and you recognize that none of you have service. And he goes, "Wait, where are the kids?" as he kind of like all like sort of looks around and everything. And then you hear on the speakers, because there's speakers in this town, kind of like warning for whatever sort of is going on. And you hear this particular sound. And where is it? Hold on. Let me get my notes.
While we're all
up.
like figuring out what's going on, I'm gonna tie these two guys together with
You
the
do
rope
so.
that they had.
Amazing. Okay, so is this it? No.
We should put these guys in the trunk of my car, I think.
Okay, good. So on the
I also have
speakers-
weapons in there.
True. Yeah, you can actually go there. So on the speakers, you hear this like call out. It's like it kind of whines a little bit, and there's a melody, and it goes, "In shadows deep, where whispers flow, the Mothman calls, his power grows. With wings of night, he takes to flight. Come forth, dear souls, embrace the night. Eyes aglow like embers spark. Follow his path through the dark. Leave behind your doubt and fear. In Mothman's grasp, you'll draw him near." And as this is saying, the lights around you are beginning to dim and sort of quiver as like even your cell phones are starting to like the light and it's flickering and all that kind of stuff. It definitely doesn't feel good. And it goes, "Sacred light from skies above, offer your hearts and he'll show love. In sacrifice we'll find our fate. Join us now before it's too late. Embrace the call, the timeless flight. Together we'll rise beyond the night. To Mothman's glory we shall ascend. In shadows deep our souls shall blend." And you get this sickening feeling in the pit of your stomach that something is horribly wrong here. And this no longer feels okay by any means of anything. And as you could have like the lights turn and dim down low, the light pollution is lessened dramatically. And you can see the stars in full blown view. And then you see this very large sort of object fly through the air that is odd. You don't understand what it is. It's not a plane. It's not anything like that. And then it's just like gone for 1 minute to another. And in this time, you're kind of like here. And out of all of everything, the power goes out throughout the entire like town, except for one singular building, which is the manor all the way up on the highest point of actually like the Mesquite Valley, which is the Dumont sort of manor, which is the richest family. And you know that the principal is Principal Dumont as well. And she actually is a part of this sort of family and everything, and is here. And you still have the people that are unconscious. You can ask me any questions you like to. But you get this weird feeling, and Old Man Jenkins goes like, did you guys feel that? That doesn't feel good by any means.
I'm
Yeah, no.
sorry. I thought I had sniffed a little bit too much hydrochloric acid again, and I was on some sort of
Again?
weird trip. So you all heard that too, right? And seen that too, right?
Yeah, they could have just had a statue like Point Pleasant. They just anyway, I'm just going to make a big old guess on the house on the hill. Our little principal has some explaining to do. What are we doing about these two though? Like,
Well, I've got them all tied up. I'm like, well, I've got some stuff in my car that I feel like we're gonna need. We can leave them in there, but we should maybe see if we can wake them up, ask them some questions.
or alternatively, we could turn this little rope trick into shibari, get them fired for some sexcapades, and then we could get our stuff. I have a drone of my own, stolen, but if we're gonna take whatever this is on, we should take it on smart.
I have a feeling that this school, I don't think that they would care about what these two are up to. If they think it's Shabari, or if they think it's, I don't know, attempted murder. I think that their morals are a little bit skewed.
Well, I didn't mean like the city, more like the state, the country. Spotlight on this entire Mothman shindig.
The moment you say Mothman, lights around you begin to flicker and sort of like quiver. And as it does so, you hear the sounds of like a screeching that comes from the distance that doesn't sound like any animal you've ever heard before.
Hey, what the fuck?
And Old Man Jenkins is like, I think I have a gun in my car. Let me go and check really quick, as he like fiddles for his keys and then like goes like, if you guys got anything, we should go in there. And then he like immediately rushes over to the parking lot.
Yeah, I've got a couple guns and I've got a bat in my car. Now we have this bat, so I feel like probably
That's true.
pretty
You have
good.
2 bats, yeah. And if you guys need any, so in this time, what happens? Let me see really quick. And oh, we got another $20 donation. That's awesome. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. And that will be, so it could be another weapon, or you can chop it up to whatever you'd like it to be. So there's 15 for danger level spike, which danger level right now would probably be like 2, because there's nothing in the immediate vicinity that you feel or you can see or feel threatened by, just a screech in the distance. So you know there's something. And or you can have 2 increases successes by 1, which is always great, or a bunch of reroll 1 die, or they find a weapon that is very helpful. So whichever you'd like to do, you let us know. In the meantime, you all rush out to the parking lot. You go to your individual sort of cars, and you get whatever you feel is relevant to the situation. So you're like firearms, you drones, you know, all that kind of stuff. And as you're popping the trunk and getting all this kind of stuff, you're all talking to one another. Seemingly, an old man Jenkins is calling out. He's like, wait, the kids, do you think the kids are actually like at the manor? Like, are they like, my granddaughters like would be there. It's like, oh shit, they're not going to take my granddaughter, whatever this weird stuff is. We're getting out of here tonight. As he like is, he's got his little like Glock and he's like, and then he's ready to roll. And he goes like, are you guys good? Do you need anything? I got another switchblade if everyone needs it, as he calls out.
I would be taking out a shock. I'd be taking a shotgun out of my car while he says that. I'd be like, no, I'm good.
He was like, oh.
Hey, coach, how long have you had that? You know.
Oh, why? Do you want? No, I don't have another shotgun.
No.
Do you want a handgun?
Yeah, I'll take a handgun.
Let's go danger level.
Wait.
Thank you. All right, cool.
Have you shot a gun before? Do you know what you're doing?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, take it. Danger level? Oh no.
This is great.
So yeah, you take it, and then all right. So Ready Jedi said that they want the danger level to go up by 1. So what happens at this point is that you hear Old Man Jenkins. He's like, my granddaughter must be up there, so like, oh, we got to get up there. Like, let's we could all pile in each other's car and then try to like head up there or what have you. You know, I'm down for you know, but I'm not leaving without my granddaughter and my grandbaby. And as he says this, he calls out to you guys like, do you guys need anything? I got another switchblade or something like that. And you're like, no, I got a shotgun. And right as he says that, you hear the sound of a swoop and then a crash as this creature, this very large moth, arrives on Old Man Jenkins. He's like, oh god, and he's like trying to like fight it, but this very large, it's like a cow-sized moth lands on him and then begins to just like Rah! And so what would you guys like to do in this situation? Diplomacy, seduce, or
Actually, I want to take a second
Uh-huh.
to recognize the words you just said, the words that came out of you. Cow-sized moth.
that? Yep, that is correct.
My skin is crawling.
Ugh.
Great
Obviously
job.
seduced. No.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. You
I want to
caress
roll
its fur.
charisma performance, please.
Amazing. So, it is focused on Old Man Jenkins. It is seeming to like land on him, and you feel like it's gonna like harm him in some capacity and all that kind of stuff. You have your weapons, some of you at least,
I want to shoot it.
Sure. So you would canonically go first. So you have your shotgun. You said it was already there and everything. The next one is Vin. You have a weapon. And then Ray, you also have a drone. But you know that Coach Williams' trunk is open and there's weapons in there. Like, you should probably talk.
Stuff in there.
Yeah, you should probably report this to someone later. But like right now, it's very convenient. So, in this time, you go ahead and Coach Williams and you aim the weapon at the actual moth. So what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and roll your dexterity or composure and then your firearms. So the difference between it is dexterity is like hip fire. You're just like, you know, pointing your gun really quickly and firing. Composure is you're taking aim and you're trying to make a careful shot. And then go ahead and do so. Yeah. And for this one, you need 3 successes to succeed.
I'm going to roll with composure just because also Old Man Jenkins is there and I don't want to accidentally murder him.
Hit him, yeah. Good news, I killed the moth. Bad news, I also killed Mr. Jenkins. So.
That's a 6 or above. How many did you say I needed?
3 successes. Now, again, this is a martial situation, so if you wanted to bring in your level 4 danger level dice, then you could absolutely do so. So that would be 4 other dice you could bring into your dice pool. But if any one of those 4 get a 1, that means that you get overreaching or despair. Those consequences, yeah. Alternatively, you can roll the dice you have. If you don't get what you need, then you can always re-roll the ones that failed with a willpower check. Yeah.
I'm gonna do a willpower check because that's 2 successes.
Okay.
So I'm gonna roll
And
the
keep in
other
mind,
one.
Up to 3 though. Just
Yeah, keep
Up
in
to 3
mind
of
that you
them.
guys have a automatic singular
Yeah.
success if you want to pop it right now to secure that 3, or you can re-roll, whichever.
Do we each individually have one of
Nope,
those?
it's just one
please?
for the group.
It's just
Yeah.
one. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Well, those all succeeded now. So, well, okay. So that's 5 successes now.
5 successes. Okay. And then so with 5 successes, so what happens is you needed 3 and you got 5. So that's 2 more than what you needed. Not only that, but you're using a shotgun. So in close proximity, a shotgun does way more damage than before. So in this situation, you like level your shotgun and you immediately let it, ring as it just fires off, illuminates the area around you, and it like takes off a huge chunk of this sort of moth this side as it kind of like screams out in horror and pain as like ichor is like spilling out of it. And it looks grievously wounded. Like it seems like it's on its like last leg essentially, as it was about to tear apart Old Man Jenkins, maybe tore at his clothes and everything like that. But now you've stopped him from actually focusing on finishing Old Man Jenkins and is focused on you guys now. And now it's going to go to whoever would like to go next. So Ray, you have the stun gun, or Maxine, you have the gun. So Maxine, you want to go first or second? I guess. Okay.
I would like to actually just like in a panic slam the gun onto one of my drones because I have the
Armaments.
perk. Yeah, I have
Oh,
armaments
man,
and
okay.
variants, and I'm gonna make this one drone in particular, if possible, firearms and technology.
Sure.
Of course, okay. And almost like throw it in the air.
So go, do your firearms technology. Perfect.
4 successes.
4 successes. So with 4 successes, now again, every time a creature has to react, it reduces their dice pool. So they needed 3. So now because Coach Williams attacked it, now it only has 2. So you got 2 more than what you needed, and you hit it with a firearm, which is a penetrating sort of weapon. So in this situation, you strike at it, and it goes through one of its, large sort of eyes and pierces a wing and all that kind of stuff, and it's just not doing good at all. And it's like trying to clamber towards you guys. It's huge. It's massive. It's like a monster essentially. And you see its huge mouth, and it's like trying to like grip at you guys. And then finally, it goes to Ray. So you are there in front of this beast. It's on its last leg. What weapon would you like to use, if anything? Or do you want to try to like talk to it and use animal kin?
Okay, Ray is gonna go. I must be clearly seeing things. I need to put on my glasses. Oh yeah, that is a cow-sized moth. Okay. Let's see if we can reason with it. Maybe we can do something with it. Maybe we can ask the questions. Hey, moth. Hey. And he's gonna try to talk to it.
Sure.
Maybe you're gonna get eaten.
Do you want to do charisma persuasion? Now again, if you fail, you're gonna get attacked. So just you keep that in mind. So you do charisma persuasion or manipulation, animal ken, whatever the case might be. Yeah.
Okay. See. Okay. So he's gonna try manipulation, animal kin.
Sure. And for this, you need 3 successes to succeed.
All right, perfect. Yep, that'll be 4 successes.
4 successes. All right. So in this situation, this cow-sized moth that's been shot twice and is on its sort of last leg looks to you as it like rushes up to you. And what do you do to kind of quell it?
He's basically gonna go up to it and try to reach out to it like he's one to pet it and kind of calm it down. And it's kind of go there. We don't want to cause you any further harm.
Speak for yourself.
We actually come in peace. Sorry about my companions over here, they jump to a conclusion often a lot, especially the coach. She's all about the action and less about the talking it out in response.
So as you say this to the creature and you hold out your arms and all that kind of stuff, and you see it and it looks to you with its one good eye, and it's just like, "Rah!" and it's like confused by you like talking to it in the cadence of your voice and all that kind of stuff. And then out of the corner of your eye comes Old Man Jenkins with a fury and just like stabs at it furiously with his switchblade, and then the moth dies as it kind of like convulses and shrivels. And he goes, "What the fuck?" As he kind of like is freaking out here and goes like, what's going on here? Like as he's completely unraveled.
Dude, what the hell? I was trying to get more information from it.
You were gonna get eaten.
I wasn't going to get eaten. We were on the verge of a scientific greatness. I've never ever seen a moth this big.
Well, now you can study its dead body because
Yeah. For science, we did that for science, and not our loved ones in mortal peril right now. You know.
I was afraid it was gonna be a person in a costume, and I was gonna get arrested for murder.
Oh, surprise!
like,
not
well,
Scooby Doo shit.
He's like, we got to get up to the manor immediately because this isn't going to go well. Now, there is one thing you notice here. Professor Wilson, Ray, whatever the case might be. Go ahead and, how many dots do you have in science?
4.
4. Okay. So in this close proximity, you recognize that Old Man Jenkins has been bitten by this actual giant moth and everything. And around the bite mark, you see that there was like swelling and there was like a redness about it. And it's very odd, you know, and it seems like early stages of a massive infection and what have you, which is odd because it takes time for that to actually populate. So that's like, curious. And meanwhile, Old Man Jenkins is just like, all right, he takes off his shirt and throws it to the ground because it's already mostly ripped up. And he goes like, whose car are we going to get in? Because, and also, I'll take one of those guns if you're offering, as he like reaches into your trunk, Coach Williams, to like take a weapon.
Yeah, I'll
Old Man Jenkins.
nod at it.
Hold on. Let me take a look at that wound for you. You seem to have sustained a bit of an injury, and we just want to make sure that you're good and taken care of and can get back to your loved one.
I can bandage it up if you want. I can clean that up.
No,
Got a first aid kit in my car.
Let me tend to it first. D-Ray's going to pull out a syringe, and he's going to want to stick it into his neck and see if he can pull out any of the venom that is in his, or some of the venom, if there is any.
Sure, you take it out. Yeah, for sure. It is this like bioluminescent. It's very sickly green, glows and everything like that. And it offers like, you know, a light source essentially. It's like, what is that? It's fine, I'm sure. He's just like, we'll just put some Windex in it. We'll get some vapor rub, and it'll be fine. Well, like it'll buff out.
Yeah.
And he goes, I feel better already.
Right.
As he like, he's like, let's just figure out who's going now. Whose car now out of all of you is the biggest that can hold everyone? Does anyone have an SUV at all? If not,
Land Rover.
Okay, that works. If not, then Mr. James drives a Cybertruck. So with a his keys are clearly in his pocket. Everyone hates him because he drives a Cybertruck, but sure enough, it's there in the parking lot. Yeah, if you want to take it. Otherwise, you can do so. The moth crushed Wilson's or D-Ray's car as well as Old Man Jenkins' car in the conflict and everything like that. But you know, there's other things still available if you'd like to.
D-Ray basically gonna go, not my 1990 Chevy Nova.
You're like, oh yeah, that's total.
I've been with this thing since college.
He's like, oh, to be fair, a scratch would have totaled that car. Yeah, and then perfect. So you get into the Land Rover or the Cybertruck limo? Did someone say that? Or Cybertruck rather?
I think
Guys
we're
have a
going into
preference?
Coach's. Yeah.
Coach's Land Rover. Okay, yeah. So you all pile into the Land Rover. Who's
Can
driving?
let's put the 2 guys that we tied up. Let's just throw them in the bag.
Sure, you do so. And who is driving? Just no reason I'm asking that at all.
Like I would drive if it's my.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
So as you're driving down the road, even the lights to your car are like dimming and sort of fading, as if like whatever's happening now is just taking all the light sources from the area out. And the radio is not working. Nothing's working. It's just you guys in here. Anything you guys want to say to one another as you drive? Are you driving up to the manor? Okay, perfect. Yeah.
You could say, hey, Ray, I know that there's, your mind's probably going a lot of scientific places right now. And I promise you'll be able to check these things out after we figure out what the fuck is going on and get the kids out of there. I promise.
Ray
Please don't let
pulling
science get in the way of ass kicking right now. There's an order of operations we gotta follow right now.
Ray, who was pulling out a microscope out of his bag, is going, oh yeah, right, yeah. My scientific experiments can wait. The kids come first. Also, my daughter is terrified of bugs, so definitely got to make sure we get to her and save her. Can't be having her panicking.
I'm just hoping this is like a weird one-off, and there's just, what are the odds that there's more than one giant moth?
You
Right?
know, I really want to have faith in that, but I'm pretty sure there's a whole Mothman farm. And I check for the lights, see if they do anything spooky after saying Mothman.
Don't say it 3 times.
Yeah. And then,
No.
so as you say that, the ground around you like quakes and sort of like shivers as goes. So the lights in your actual vehicle begin to sort of like freak out as well.
Ooh,
As
don't
you
do that again. Don't say it.
The M word.
Dun, dun, as Coach Williams, go ahead and give me a wits and awareness roll, as it's extremely hard to see right now because there's no light source at all. Even your headlights are not working.
Wait.
Also, what rate of speed are you traveling down this road?
I would be driving. I would be trying, like, I would be driving fast, but I wouldn't be going over the speed limit, like, by
Sure.
much, whatever it is, because I'm like talking to everyone. I'm like, police
It's
are probably
like
fucking
30
involved in
miles
this.
an
Don't
hour
let's
right here.
let's
Yeah.
not get us pulled over. So if it's 30, then I'm probably going. I'm
Yeah.
like pushing 40. I'm like, let's not get pulled over, and let's definitely not get any cops involved. Even if our phones do start working, I don't trust that they're not involved in this. This whole town's fucked up. That's 0 successes.
That makes sense. The dice tell a story. So in this situation, some of your headlights are working. You can only see like 5 feet, in front of you or so. And as you get closer and closer to this, suddenly there's a person in the middle of the road, and they have a moth mask on and everything, like a masquerade sort of mask on and everything. And they're dressed in like sort of a robe, and it seems to be like a woman, but she like is getting in front of your vehicle with no regard for their safety at all, as they just kind of like are walking into the middle of the road, and you're like, oh shit. And so now really quickly, I'm gonna need you to make a dexterity and drive check to try to avoid this person. And I think we just got another donation, a $30 donation. Perfect. And 1 increased success per player. So perfect. So that is 4 successes that you guys end up getting in the bank. So I think there's like 5 now.
Do we have like banked?
Yeah. So you can have some automatic successes at this point. Yeah. So that'd be really, really good. Thank you so much for that donation. We really appreciate it.
That's 1 success for me.
1 success. Okay. So that is going to be a failure. So you're going to hit this person. So there's 2 options you have here. As the driver of this vehicle, you can hit the person or you can swerve and crash. What do you want to do?
I think I would oh gosh. I think I would instinctually not want to run a person over.
Sure. So you instinctively do that as you're like, oh shit, and you swerve the car over hard and fast. You go off road. The worst part is, and who's in the passenger seat?
I'll go there.
Okay. All right. Thank you for being a team player. And then go ahead and do your wits and awareness. And then let me know how many successes you get.
One success.
1 success.
I want a willpower.
Sure, if you'd like to. Yeah, that's fine. So you're going to get a partial success if you keep that 1. That will give you a little bit of information, but not much.
Okay. 2 successes.
Okay, so 2 successes. So in this time, you are in the passenger seat and you see the person right in front of the vehicle. They're just wandered in the middle of the street in front of you guys. Like, of course it's dark, but still they should have like paid attention or whatever. And as they turn to look at you guys, as Coach Williams is swerving to try to like not hit this person, half their body turns around, and what you can see is their body is like malformed. You're watching as like half their face is like a giant eye and all that kind of stuff, and there's other like weird sort of things growing out of their face, and you hey everyone, welcome back to the second part of our super chill tale of the good old of moths and teachers and all that. So this is a super chill adventure. If you're just popping in, wanted to be able to tell you guys a little bit of the sort of plot so far. These are some teachers that just got hired by this, or not just got hired, they've been there for like 6 or 8 months in this small town called Mesquite Valley that's in northern sort of Arizona. And as they're actually here, there is a masquerade dance that takes place of a homecoming dance because they're so far away and removed from normal sort of society where they all wear these like moth inspired masks, because moths are all around this sort of small town, as that's their mascot, and it's on statues and a bunch of different stuff. They just really like moths here, which is quirky and sort of cute and everything. And along the way, the teachers who are chaperones for this event ended up getting called to get some ice from the deep freezer. And while they were in the walk-in freezer, they ended up getting trapped in there. It seemed like it was a malicious act. And as they were passing out, they ended up waking up a time later by a janitor who ended up like being like in the bathroom watching TikToks with his soundproof headphones on and everything. And then sure enough, he woke them up and got them together. This group investigated and found out that everyone was gone essentially. And as they heard that there were 2 people that were looking for them and called them sacrifices, and they had weapons with them, they confronted them, and they had explained after beating them senseless that this town follows essentially like a cult that worships Mothman, and they worship to him, and every so often they give sacrifices to the Mothman. Apparently you guys are the sacrifices. So knocked him out, tied him up, went to the parking lot to get weapons, and that's when a giant moth ended up crashing down. You also heard a haunting sort of chanting that comes from the speakers. It's still going, by the way, on loop, and the lights from all over town have been like taken down. Lights from your cell phones are dimming, the headlights, everything is just being affected. And every time someone says Mothman, something weird is happening with the lights around. You just feel like there's some power that there's going on and all that kind of stuff. And in this time, what's happening is you guys got in the car, driving hard and fast under the speed limit, going up to the manor, the Duvant Manor, to be able to see what's going on, because they're the only place that actually has light within the entire town. And you assume that everyone's there, that your loved ones and all kind of stuff have been like just whisked away there. You don't know who all is going to be sacrificed, but it will not be your children. It will not be your loved ones and all that kind of stuff. And you're going to make sure of that. And as you're driving down the road, someone got in front of your vehicle, and you made the split-second decision, Coach Williams, to swerve your vehicle and crash it to avoid hitting this person. But as you did so, Maxine saw that this was like not totally a person. It was something weird. And as you swerved it, you crash into a series of like boulders that are on the side of the sort of road, and it hits hard and it hits fast. I'm going to need everyone to go ahead and we're going to make a sort of like resolve and athletics check to be able to see how well they can kind of like, withstand this brute force impact.
It's resolve, and now what else?
Resolve and athletics, I'll say.
Okay.
And all right, cool.
That will be 1 success.
Dude says it? Okay.
Oh boy.
That's how many do we need? That's 3 successes.
3 success. Okay. So you were gonna take 2 points of aggravated damage. So for as long as you got 2 or more successes, then it gets reduced. So DeRay, what did you get?
1 success.
1 success. Okay, so you have 1 point of aggravated damage on here. So again, you have a pool of about, I think, like 5 automatic, like singular successes. So if you wanted to pop one to reduce that damage, you can. Otherwise, you can let it be. So explaining this part of the game to you guys, there's 2 types of damage. There's superficial and aggravated. So superficial means you got a cut, a bruise, like you bumped your head or whatever the case might be, and it kind of hurts, but you can keep going. Aggravated means you broke a bone, you like really pulled a muscle, hurt yourself, and all that kind of stuff. You have an open wound and all that. And if your your health fills completely with aggravated damage, you die. And if your bar fills completely with superficial damage, then every damage after that, no matter how small it is, goes to aggravated damage. So if you don't use your automatic success or reroll right now, DeRay, you're going to have 1 point of aggravated damage on your health tracker.
Yeah, he's going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and do that. Use one of the successes in the dice pool.
Sure, that's smart. So in this time, you go ahead and reduce your damage. So all of you are going to have 2 superficial damage, from this. And so what will happen is that on your character sheet, you're going to put like a slash sort of through 2 points of your health. Meanwhile, Old Man Jenkins was like talking to you in the back, DeRay, and was like, God, like does this look okay to you? Because like my chest kind of hurts, as he kind of shows you his like bite mark, and it's definitely swelling, and there's like black ichor that's kind of like slipping out of it and everything. It doesn't look good at all. And right then, that's when the impact occurred, and his head slammed against the headrest in front of him. And as he like looks back to you, he has a cut on his forehead that's like bleeding, and he got a point of aggravated damage, or a couple points of aggravated damage rather. And doesn't look to be doing too well. So in this time, you all gather yourselves. You kind of like, gather your bearings. The car is not functioning. It's not turning on anymore. It's not driving and all that. And it's just kind of like you hear a loud like horn, like brrr, as the horn's not turning off. What would you guys like to do or say?
Oh, Coach Williams, were you drinking before driving?
No, someone just no. Someone just jumped out in front of. I wasn't gonna hit a person.
You're like, I mean, yes, but no, I wasn't. Yeah, there you
go. I don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, that part's not important. What's important was either way, whether or not I had anything to drink or not. I was afraid that maybe one of the kids was, escaped, and I wasn't gonna take a risk of hitting one of them. Is everybody okay?
And you hear Old Man Jenkins be like, yeah, I'm fine. It'll buff out. As you look over at DeRay, you can definitely see a cut on their forehead, and blood is spilling out from it.
Hey, you know what? Maybe... All right, we need to think about this. I appreciate everything you've done for us, but maybe you should... Coach, you have like a first aid kit, right? Somewhere.
Yeah, I can actually, I'm gonna pop one out of the glove box. I can take care of all of this.
Go and do a wits and medicine check, and then you go to get 2 extra dice because of the first aid kit, I'm gonna say, in your dice pool. And then meanwhile, DeRay and Maxine, as you get out of the vehicle, do you get out of the vehicle or do you stay in the vehicle?
Yeah, I think Maxine was hoofing it.
Okay. So you guys get out of the vehicle, and as you do so, you're maybe like looking to each other, being like, did that just happen? Like, what is going on? And up the road, you see that there's the silhouette. The moon is right behind them. You see the silhouette of the same person that was standing in the road, and they're just like standing there. They're just watching you.
Hey, fella. Hey, are you okay? You all right? Yikes.
I've seen a lot of scary movies back in my day, and this is getting some of those scary vibes that I haven't sniffed any of the hydrochloric acid that I have, but this is overall giving scary vibes, and whatever's happening here, I think we need to potentially approach with caution. I find it weird that someone's standing there.
In this time, you hear the sounds of audible wheezing as they're now coming down to you guys. As you do so, you see that they're about like maybe 5'5" or so. They seem to be a person silhouette, sort of, and it's as they approach and get closer, you kind of recognize them now, and it's Miss Sanchez, which is the art teacher, the same one that has the position you want, Maxine. And as they approach, you see that half their face is shrouded in shadow, essentially, and the other part is they go like, "Listen, you have to listen to me quickly. You have to get out of here. You have to run. Go as far as you can away from here." As they're like, and they don't seem to be doing it in a very good way. They're not bleeding. You can't see that at all, but they're definitely limping. They're definitely like they kind of like double over on the trunk of the Land Rover, and just kind of like collapse on the side of it and everything. Coach Williams, what was your successes for?
4 successes.
Okay, you're good. You were able to bandage his head wound completely, so he's no longer like losing
Could
a
I
bunch of blood.
bandage? While I'm doing that sort of thing, could I also go for like his black yucky
Chest wound?
wound
Yeah,
to
so
try to clean it up a little bit?
You look to that, yeah, and you can see that you get the gauze and you kind of like, try to take as much out of it as possible. And it's like sticky and it's thick and it doesn't look right at all. And he goes, God, I'm just so like hot and warm. It must be a fever or something. But I gotta keep going. I gotta get Darlene. I gotta get my granddaughter, as he kind of like is starting to seem very out of it. And he goes, I just gotta keep going. I gotta keep going. It'll buff out. And he goes, are they all right?
I offer him my flask. I'm like, you want?
Absolutely, thank you. You're an angel. As it immediately takes a drink and all that kind of stuff. And then perfect. And at this point, you definitely do see that Maxine and DeRay are standing before an individual, the same one that was on the road, that now comes down to sort of greet you guys. And Maxine and DeRay, what would you guys like to do or say?
Mrs. S, just, chill. I mean, just stay here. We have to get everyone back. Look. And
oh, God.
it like looks.
Did we hit you? Oh,
like, no,
is she dead?
You don't
oh
understand.
God, she's dead. We are going to go to jail.
So like, listen, you have to listen to me. And she uses her left arm. Now her left arm, she's been like shrugging and all that kind of stuff, and kind of like walking and limping and all that kind of stuff. She now reaches you with her left arm, and her left arm is like monstrous, as it's huge. It seems to have like an exoskeleton, and her fingers have actually like turned into like 3 clawed sort of like a hand, as she reaches for you and grips you pretty tightly on the shoulder. And she goes, you need to listen to me, as her hood actually comes down now, and her mouth mask actually like falls off of her face, and half of her face is actually moth-like and all that kind of stuff as she looks to you, and spittle falls on your face and everything like that. And she's like, you need to listen to me. They lied to me. They're lying to you. They hired teachers and people to come to this town, and then they sacrifice some of them, and others they indoctrinate into their cult, and they worship the Mothman, and it gives them prosperity and everything. And they said they wouldn't do it to me. They said they would never do this to me, but the promotions are this. They do this to you. As she kind of like looks, and she goes like, they change you into monsters. As she's just going a mile a minute and all that kind of stuff. And any questions?
Look. Just tell, where is everyone?
And she goes, that in the manor, the Dumont Manor. That's where she's the cult leader of everything. They all control the whole town. They have sealed off any exit to this town with road sort of like nails or whatever the case might be, to be able to pop tires, and anyone who doesn't comply they deal with and all that. So all of our children, your children and everything are there in the manor. They're the next generation to be indoctrinated into this actual sort of cult, and you guys are going to be the sacrifice we're supposed to be. But it's good you escaped. And you're like, listen, I don't have much time. I'm succumbing to this. You have to kill me. But like before that, like as she's like starting to spiral and be like, I wish I could have done more. I don't know why I came to this town. As any questions you guys would like to ask while you have her for this brief?
I'd be stepping out of the car, and I'd taking this in, like seeing like what's going on, like shotgun pointed out, ask her like, is it a bite? Is it a bite that does it? And like looking over at Mr. Jenkins. And
she goes, it is. There are these like they call them the celestial beasts that are directly from the Mothman, is what they say, but they're monsters. They're massive sort of like moths, and if they bite upon you, their venom ends up getting into you, and it turns you into one of them. And it only takes like a night or two for you to come to this, and there's nothing special or holy about it. It's just a monstrous sort of situation, but their venom.
Can you reverse it?
And he goes, that part I don't know. All I know is that fire is the key to everything. If you use fire on these creatures, it will just melt them and it will destroy them. But you have to hurry, because if the clock strikes 3 a.m., that's when they complete their ritual and they start to do the sacrifices. But it might be delayed because you guys aren't captured, so it might actually help them. But you have to hurry because you have to save the. And she starts like kind of trying to convulse, and she's there but barely. Any other questions you'd like to ask or anything at all?
just sitting there with a shotgun pointed at her head, just looking at my compatriots. Like,
Maxine is marching up the road.
How do we get in? How do we get into where they're currently at?
Sure. And they go like, anyone not in the know, we know is out of towners and everything. So if you're in the know, you have the robes, you have the mask, you just blend in and pretend like you're one of them. Thankfully, the masks will shield you and cover you as if you're one of them. But if you stand out or anything like that, or don't participate as everyone else is participating, then it'll clearly showcase that you're not a part of the order. And it's happening. Oh God, it's happening. Okay. So question: how are you guys with horror? Because it's about to be a real grotesque right now. Good.
I'm good at horror.
Okay. All right. Cool. So essentially, what happens is her left arm seems to lose control, or she loses control of her left arm as it starts to like. Number one, it starts to try to like actually crush your shoulder. So do you want to do a strength and athletics to try to pry her arm off of you, DeRay, or anyone else want to try to do that?
who is she holding?
DeRay.
Oh.
So, yeah.
I'm sure we're gonna need someone to help me out. All right, let me see. I'm gonna give it a try.
Strength and so you need 2 successes for this.
Oh, that's a failure.
You got 4 automatic, so if you want to burn 2 of them, go for it.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and burn 2 of them.
Okay, so you have 2 left. So you burn 2 of them. So you feel your shoulder beginning to like twist and churn as it's like as she seems to be losing control of her actual body, and you find the strength somehow, some way, as you're like, I can't die here. I need my shoulder. I need to save my daughter. And you like pry it off. It rips off your shirt a little bit and everything like that as you fall to the ground. And she goes, oh, please kill me. And she like takes her actual like clawed hand and she rips she claws the human part of her actual face and tears it as if it's like, clay, whatever the case might be. And from it is actually another like moth site as you see it like rapidly sort of generating this moth-like feature as it's just like is growing over her. And you see her, she's like tearing out at her own flesh as she's producing this huge like cow-sized moth entity. And they're like, and you hear old Jamie Jenkins be like, we gotta put it down, we gotta kill her. And
yeah, I'm gonna shoot her in the head.
Okay, so
absolutely.
You do so. So you go ahead and take your shotgun, you aim it, and then go ahead and do your dexterity or composure, and then firearms. And I think we just got another donation. Let me check really quick.
You're next, Jenkins. Sorry about it.
And then Ready Jedi just got another $20. So thank you so much for that. And let us know what you like. Do you want to raise the danger level? Is that what you want to do? You want to? Is that what would that be cool? Or and let me just remind everyone, if you can't see it on the panels, I will let you know right now that 20 is a weapon. So I did make a weapon chart. So if you want me to roll on that weapon chart, they can find a weapon nearby.
Please be a flamethrower.
Right? Yeah, it's on the chart. It's on the chart. Or you can go ahead and give them 2, increase success by 1, or 4, re-roll 1 die, whichever you like to do. So you let me know, and I will go and do that. Or you can pay a little bit more money and summon a monster, because I also have a monster chart if you want to summon a wicked monster to wipe them out. And then, so yeah. So, and then Coach Williams, what was your amount of successes?
That was a good roll. I'll take a picture of it if you want. That was 5 successes.
Okay, so 5 successes. Did you get 2 10s in there at all?
I did. I have 1 10.
Okay, so you got 5 successes. So you needed 3, and you got 2 more than that, and you're close proximity with a shotgun. So in this situation, you blow a huge chunk out of this, what used to be Miss Sanchez. Now the art position's open, so if you want to get that, position. So you blow a huge chunk in this actual moth creature and all that, but it's still alive as it's grasping for everyone sort of around. It will go now. So I'm going to be nice, and I'm going to do a D4 and then see which one of you it attacks. So that's 3. So that is actually going to be D-Ray. So it looks to you, D-Ray, and just like lunges for you as it tries to attack you. As it does so, what do you do to defend yourself?
I think D-Ray is gonna try
your stun gun or a gun, or what are you gonna do?
He's gonna. So his daughter had a couple of cans of hairspray in his car. He also has a couple of lighters. So he's basically gonna pull out a can of hairspray and a lighter and proceed to try to douse it in fire.
Sure, yeah. We'll say you grabbed her backpack and kind of pull that out and everything like that and do it really quickly. So what that's going to be, what would that be? Oh my God. So we're going to say like, oh yeah, we'll do wits and science. We'll do that.
Perfect. Let's see.
And you need two successes now.
2 successes. All right, perfect.
You do
Hold
not
on
want to
about
lose
that.
this roll.
Got this. Wits and science are my specialty. So that's 6 successes.
6 successes?
Yep.
Wow. Okay, so in 6 successes, you go ahead and like, I don't know, like throw the can of hairspray and shoot it with a gun or something, but like it explodes in fire and flames as it engulfs what used to be Miss Sanchez and now clearly a like moth-sized creature, but it looks different from what you fought before. It wasn't like because that thing was an actual moth that you guys fought, and this seems to be a moth humanoid type of weird creature. And as you do this, it screams out in pain. It goes like, save the children, as it calls out, as it just like dies, it curls up and like kind of, burns away and everything. And it's the only light source that's around here as you kind of look to each other and realize, what just happened. I will give you a DIY flamethrower time. Yeah, there you go. And then let me see here. Okay, we will roll on the weapon chart. So let's have Maxine go ahead and roll a D20.
I'm scared. Give me 1 second.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Yeah, these are weapons. So you'll find this weapon as it.
Oh, a 7.
A 7. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. What you find is the ingredients. Obviously, substance abuse is a problem until you need Molotov cocktails. And now, Coach Williams is there for you as there's all the ingredients to make Molotov cocktails within her actual car. So you look to them and immediately start making them or whatever the case might be. And you got 5 of them.
Suddenly I'm a bartender.
Exactly.
Oh,
There
yeah.
you go. I mean, when you're not a substitute teacher, you got to make money some other way.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
you're a
yeah,
bartender.
yeah.
Yeah. Amazing. So in this time, you find that you have to hoof it all the way up to the manor. It's like, not too far away at this point. It looms over everything. And again, the entire town, the same chanting is going on from all the speakers. It's getting annoying at this sort of point. But even then, it begins to whine and sort of like get kind of weird, as if technology itself is starting to get odd. As you get closer and closer, you find that even the stars and the constellation are starting to shift and change. And the color of the sky is beginning to warp into this like these colors that you've never really quite seen before, like these light sort of purple to this very like, bright red and all of these sort of things where you don't even recognize the constellations. You're like, where's the North Star? Where's the Little Dipper? You can't find these things anymore, despite there being like no light pollution. And it's just every step you take seems to take you to like a different sort of world. And as you look back, you see that the town itself looks so far away, like as if it's, miles and miles away. And what would you guys like to say or do at this time?
I would turn to Jenkins. He's still with us, right?
Yes, he is. He's not looking good at all.
I would say, hey, I'm just going to be honest with you. What Miss Sanchez just did, you're going to do. And we can go about this 2 ways. If you want, I can take care of this right now. Or if you'd like, maybe there's a way that you can channel that strength when it does happen and use it against these people, use it against these fucking assholes. We can give that a shot.
And he looks to you and he kind of like nods and he was like, I don't think I feel too good, but if I'm going to turn into her, then I swear to you that if I do turn, I'm going to change in front of all of them and then destroy as many as I can if you'll let me. But if you want to take me out right now, I get it. Just you guys decide because it's your guys' fate. he like drops his switchblade to kind of like lean on a light post that is not active right now. And you guys look to each other and have a decision to make. Do you want to take out old man Jenkins right now, to be able to ensure that he's not going to be a problem later? Or do you want to let him keep going and then hope that it could come to your advantage, having a monster on your side?
Not old man Jenkins.
Jenkins, how do you want to go out? What's the closest to on your terms at this point?
He goes, I need you guys to make sure that you get my granddaughter out. But as long as you promise me to do that, I will take all of those sort of like Molotov cocktails, or you can strap me with as many hairspray cans as you want, and I will just make myself into a living bomb and then try to take out as many of them as possible. We can lock the doors and set the whole place on fire if you want, and I'm down to do it. But I just, if I'm going to go out, I want to go out in a literal blaze of glory. As his eyes started to get like bigger. That's like kind of weird. Yeah. Mm. And you could just to make it even grosser.
If you do transform, just make sure that you don't come after me. I've already had one encounter tonight. I don't need any more. And we'll make sure you get taken care of well, old man Jenkins. You've been a fighter and a trooper.
He's like, thank you.
Oh boy. Could I possibly help in this kind of self-destruct moment with my second variant? I'm thinking another tech, maybe
flamethrower,
tech stealth.
Oh, tech stealth? Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe something to like activate the Molotovs at once.
Sure.
So
yeah.
Okay.
And again, you guys have drones. So if you want to scout
comes.
out the area first and then report back, you can absolutely do that. It seems like whatever's happening right here is draining all sources of technology of a lot of stuff. So your drones are working right now, but it seems like they're not going to work in a while. Whatever use you want to get out of them, recommend using it sometime soon, because your battery life is like, it was at 100% and now it's at like 40%. As it's like something's going on here that's like really weird. Yeah.
Okay, then I'll just keep the bomb one. That's it. And
okay.
We'll play by ear.
Perfect. All right. Anything you guys would like to do as you decide to like move forward and be like, all right, that's a plan. Old man Jenkins is going to be a living bomb, and then he's going to help us out in our time of need, and then he's going to go out in a blaze of glory.
I think D-Ray is going to want to kind of makeshift little mini flamethrower out of a can of hairspray and a cigarette lighter. Mm-hmm. And so he's going to want to try to... Actually, he's going to have it to be where it's inhaled. If it's going to seem like it's getting a little bit low, then he's going to basically try to... Actually, no, yeah, he's going to put it on his drone. Why not?
Okay. Yeah, that's totally fine. So you're able to do that. You make it work as you have it on your drone and everything. In this time, as you're like, all right, our batteries are draining low. We got to use our drone sometime soon. And like, let's go ahead and figure out, let's make as many Molotov cocktails as possible, because fire is apparently the answer. Let's try to get everyone. And he will pull out a picture of his actual, granddaughter and hand it over to you with like, he goes like, please, Darlene is like the most precious thing in the whole world. She wants to be a professional musician. Make sure she gets that dream. Please do anything you can. And hands it over to you. And then you guys all do this. So as you guys are doing this and getting everything ready, specifically Maxine and DeRay, you're focusing on all that kind of stuff. Coach Williams, you're like tending to looking at the photo of Darlene, and she's a beautiful, bright young woman and all that. And as you do so, you kind of look away, and as you look back, you feel that there are like eyes on you, like something's watching you from somewhere, but you just get a chill down your spine.
You guys feel that?
Yeah, I just want to find my daughter and get up out of here. So let's make this quick so we can get out of here as soon as possible.
Yeah, let's hit that ASAP real quick.
And we're all in agreement. We saw what Miss Sanchez looked like. Anyone that has that going on, we're not going to be able to save everybody, clearly, with this. We just need to all be in agreement. We're not going to None of this is gonna pull at our heartstrings, no matter who has been bit or whatever. No loose ends.
Yeah, it's on site, I promise.
You're very gun ho about this, Coach Williams. What did you got? You got the strength to do this?
I hate bugs.
Amazing.
And I have a past, and I have a past that we'll talk about after this. After we all make it out of this, I'll take you guys out for drinks. We'll talk.
Amazing. So in this time, Coach Williams, you still feel like eyes are on you. As you look around, you can't quite pinpoint exactly where it is. Like the rest of you, you kind of get this feeling in your stomach. They're like, oh yeah, it feels like, you know, things are really weird. Like the sky is weird. There, people are turning into moth people. You know, like all these sort of different things. And as they're like getting ready to finish up, you begin to like hear a voice in your head, and it goes like, Elaine, look at me. Just turn your head and look at me. And I need you to do a willpower check. So what you're going to do is you're going to take whatever dice you have remaining in your willpower area, and then go ahead and roll all those dice. You need 3 successes or more to succeed.
Wait. That's 3 successes. 2 of them are 10s. I don't know if that makes.
Okay, yeah, that's great. So that's a critical success. So those 2 10s are 4 successes by itself, and then so that means you have 5 successes. You know, so with 5 successes, you have an iron will. Like as you still hear the voice where it goes, you know, Elaine, look at me. Just turn your head and look at me. It's fine. I'm not going to hurt you. I'm not going to do anything to you. Do you turn your head?
Yeah.
All right, you turn your head.
Like defiantly though, like I'm like, who the fuck?
Perfect. In front of you, you see this like 7-foot tall man that is also kind of moth like, and everything. Everything around you stops. Time itself. You don't hear your companions moving anymore. They're clacking and clanking and, you know, doing everything with their like, you know, drones and all that kind of stuff. And now everyone's stopped completely, like mid sentence, not blinking or anything like that. And it goes, Elaine, you're gonna die tonight. I hope you know that. Like, are you aware of that?
Feels like a distinct possibility right now.
And as they do so, they go, I don't know if you know who I am, but I sense impending doom when it draws close, and I have been brought here because apparently, you know, doom is on the horizon. And it seems like you have a major part to play in this, and same with your companions. And I'm so sorry to have this befall you. I can prevent it if you'd like to, but you know it'll have to be an exchange though. So I can guarantee your guys' safety if you'd like it, but otherwise you can choose death if you'd like to. And the voice is deep and bellowing, and the voice even comes and echoes sort of through your mind. As well. The more you try to look at this creature, your brain fights to comprehend exactly what you're seeing here. It seems to have a humanoid figure, but at the same time, it seems like it's not. Like your brain is making it a humanoid figure at the best it can, but it's really not. And you kind of know that in the back of your mind that it's shape shifting and is presenting itself in this way to make it more pleasant for you, but it looks otherworldly completely. And all you can see are these amber golden eyes and a huge black sort of body that it's impossibly sort of dark, and the silhouette of like what appears to be moth type of wings that are very huge. Yes.
In exchange for what?
And he goes, well, I don't have much time with you. So the time will come where I will present you more, but I have to go now because I'm being called elsewhere. But I will guarantee the safety of your companions, and we will talk later. But just be careful because I sense you.
Our companions, and what about the people that were here to get? What about Kirsten, my niece? What about? I mean, Jerry's
they can
a dad.
all live.
Maxine is a sister.
They can absolutely all survive this night. I get summoned when it comes to impending doom, and doom is coming. Absolutely. I must go now, but we will talk again soon. And right at that point, you like blink, and everything resumes to normal as you hear the wheezing of Old Man Jenkins, and you finally, Maxine and DeRay, have finished their sort of modifications on their drones, and they're ready to go and all that kind of stuff. Anything you'd like to do or say at this time? vomit.
How do
or-
I feel like in my body wise? Like how do I like did it impart any sort of like physical sensations on me?
Oh, it would be immense dread for sure. It would be like you feel like you saw something truly otherworldly, like you are a small, insignificant being, and something I don't want to say kind of like celestial or whatever has like come before you. Yeah.
Huh. I'd turn to my companions and be like, I don't know if I'm hallucinating or not, but say hypothetically that one of these things, but not one of these things, but something adjacent to one of these things offers you a deal. Just hypothetically, do you ensuring that we're safe and our families are
I
safe?
appreciate you hypothetically in your hypothetical like situation, but we just witnessed monsters for the first time, and I'm pretty sure whatever you saw hypothetically isn't hypothetical.
It was probably
Uh,
real.
I'm gonna need you to quit drinking what you're drinking, and we need to focus
You like
up
4 more.
because
You know.
we need to make sure we tend to this, and we got to have you in your right mind in order for us to be successful in this.
Yeah.
You say
Yeah,
that
no,
to Ray,
I'm
and then-
good.
And they take your acid, and you're like, as you just like sniff your. You're like,
Also-
"Right."
Oh,
Are we just gonna let Old Man Jenkins keep going with
Yeah,
this, or are
yeah.
we gonna?
we got a Jenkins bomb. But I do want to take a minute to like divert. Can I roll either wits or intelligence insight for that I'm fine or everything's fine, whatever Coach Williams just said?
Sure, yeah. Go ahead and do wits and insight.
Okay. I don't have any insight on this character, which is surprising for me. But I am going to use one of my additional successes for this roll.
Okay. You could also do wits and awareness to look around the area or whatever the case might be. Whatever you feel is most relevant to this, yeah.
I'm going to reroll because that
Oh,
was one success.
Sure, yeah. You also got 2 successes in the bank if you want to use that.
Okay, this is better. So I'm just going to 1, 2, 3, 4.
4 successes? Okay. So with 4 successes, you look to her, and Coach Williams is like shaking. Their eyes are dilating, and her lip is like quivering as she's been truly haunted by something. And she was fine a moment ago. You heard her speaking to you guys, and everything was cool. And suddenly she shifted so drastically, and you just get this vibe that she, whatever it is, she truly believes that she saw something. Yeah, whether it was real or not, but everything's going so wild that you're not sure what's real anymore.
Hey, Elaine, are you okay? Like, you know, at this point, you can't spook us any more than cow-sized moths, you know?
It's just something came to me. I don't know if it was like the things that we've been seeing, but not, I don't know if it was, I don't know, my brain couldn't really wrap, I don't know, I'm not really sure exactly what it was, but it told me that I was gonna die, but that it's a harbinger of doom. It senses doom. It comes to see when there's doom, but that it's gonna come back later, and it's gonna offer us some sort of deal to be safe.
So, if I'm going to use my brain cells, you know, in general, what we've been dealing with were a Mothman, and you saw the Mothman.
I think so.
Cool, because moths are psychopods.
And if you'd like to, you can go ahead and do wits and occult to see, or intelligence and occult, whichever you'd like to see what information you have at the back of your brain to recall about the Mothman.
Okay, I have 2 intelligence. That's totally fine. And no occult. 1 success.
They're in Fallout 76. You're not sure in what capacity.
There's a statue out in West Virginia.
Exactly.
With a
yeah,
cake
yeah.
Caked up
ass.
statue.
So if anyone has any additional stuff, otherwise, Old Man Jenkins will be your base, your default information. Anyone? Does anyone have a cult? No occultists in this party.
Nope.
All right, this is cool. You guys don't research.
Too busy working out.
Exactly. There you go. Yeah,
I
yeah.
do have sense the unnatural though.
Oh, okay. Can you read the
Which will
details?
probably
of it?
come like later. Let me run to it real quick.
Oh, and we just got another.
Oh wait!
Let me see.
Wow!
Hey, nice. Ooh, thank you so much for the $25 donation for extra baddies. All right, so
No.
No, why would you do that to us? Actually,
Let
you made
me,
me lose
uh,
my spot.
let me go ahead and look at some of the creatures. So good. Let's see. Da, 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 da. So, DeRay, could you please roll a d10 to determine what monsters you guys will have to face in the near future?
9.
9. Okay, awesome. Okay, that's great. That's awesome. Okay, good.
Wits, occult, or science, depending on the nature of the endowment. I was hoping science. I had that dot in there. It's an edge test, difficulty rating 3 to 5, depending on the type and power of the creature. I also have the perk range. The ability is extended to cover roughly the size of a city block. The hunter can detect whether the creature is in the same room or beyond, but nothing more precise.
Okay, go for it. Go to roll it. So it was wits and science?
Yes.
All right. As you like push up your glasses and begin to like focus your chakra and then see.
Focus. Okay, that is 3 successes, and I want to use my last automatic success
Okay.
for 4.
You guys have one more, I think, in the chamber, and then so as a group. So in this time, you go ahead and look inward, and you kind of just let your senses be. You fall into, your third eye, and as you do this, you feel that all around you in this area, every step you take, things are getting more and more otherworldly. Like you're not even on Earth anymore. Everything around you is just like telling you that this is somewhere else, something else, whether it be an alternate universe or a another place in time and space or what have you. But nothing here is right. It's absolutely abnormal, and the source of it is coming from the manor. Whatever they're doing is altering and shifting everything that's around here. And you can determine the source is around, and it feels like they're everywhere and nowhere all at the same time. It's just a smothering sort of presence, and every moment that passes, it grows and grows into this foreboding sort of situation. So the manor is absolutely where it is, and we'll have that pop on still, so I'll be like passively. So I'll give you more information as time goes on about more stuff, but. Yes, so she is really, or Coach Williams is really feeling what they're feeling. They're being affected by something. Something's toying with their mind, but it seems like they're strong enough to resist it. The protein shakes or the alcohol is causing them to be fortified. So in this time, you proceed forward. As you make your way up the road, you climb this incline. It sucks for everyone except Coach Williams, who's used to this. And then you get to this giant manor. There's no one outside here. And let me describe the actual entrance of this manor. The Duvant Manor is a sprawling Gothic estate nestled on the outskirts of Mesquite Valley. And you see that there is it looks beautiful. It's an old rustic manor, but at the same time it exudes, and it's beautiful. And normally it would look so nice, but now it looks so malevolent. As you look to it, and there's sinister things going on. The light is so bright within there, and like moths to a flame, you are just can't help but get closer and closer to see what's going on here. As there's no guards outside at all. There's no one in there. There's window walls, and through the windows you see groups and groups of people that are there, most of which are just kind of like on their hands and knees with their arms raised up. And you see at the very back of this facility is a giant statue of the same silhouette that you saw, like with the amber eyes and everything, and the impossibly black. It's kind of made out of obsidian, this statue and everything like that. And you see everyone sort of worshiping this thing. And at the very center of the room, are your touchstones, your family members, your children, and everything, and they have the moth masks on, and they're still in their party sort of like outfits, and they're just swaying back and forth, kind of like in a lull, in a daze, as the chanting is rising. And I'll say the chanting sort of one more time, just for really good effect, as they're like it's so close to you now. As in the shadows deep where whispers flow, the Mothman calls, his power grows. With wings of night he takes flight. Come forth, dear souls, and embrace the night. Eyes aglow like embers spark. Follow his path through the dark. Leave behind your doubt and fear. In the Mothman's grasp you'll draw him near. The sacred light from skies above. Offer your hearts and he'll show love. In sacrifice we find our fate. Join us now before it's late. Embrace the call, the timeless flight. Together we'll rise beyond the night. To Mothman's glory we shall ascend. Into shadows deep our souls shall blend. So as they say this, and you guys are outside, probably making your way in, opening a door or whatever, a window, and kind of getting through. And Old Man Jenkins is like, just let me know when and I'll blow them all up, as he's like down to go out and blaze glory. And at this time, everyone stops chanting, as there's a singular person at the room who has the same gilded sort of moth mask that you guys saw before, but now her robes are also gilded, and she has these makeshift sort of wings that are on the back of her and everything. And she goes, welcome, one and all, to our, gathering. We do this every 10 years, and every 10 years we are blessed with more prosperity, with more fortune, with more resources. And we all benefit from this, from the Mothman sort of graces and everything. And this year is no different, as we have the sacrifices brought forth, and you see your other coworkers who also started the same time you did, that were not fortunate rather now, to get trapped in that same locker. And they are like just there with their moth mask on, and they're just like swaying and having their hands raised. And they go, with these sacrifices, we want them to ascend with us on this journey to, bless us with the Mothman's grace. And their sacrifice will not be in vain, as they will ensure that their children and all of our lives are better for it. And let us begin the actual ritual, as there's a humming through the air now, and as they're all in unison sort of humming. And I think that we just got another donation, so let me check that really quick. Right when you guys need it. And Ready Jedi, another $20. So do you want to give them a weapon, or would you like to give them more re-rolls or anything like that? You let me know, and I'll make sure that happens. Otherwise, I'll default it to a weapon, because that's the biggest thing you can get for that. So what would you guys like to do? You can talk in hushed whispers to one another as you decide how to do it. You're, hiding behind furniture, statues, all this sort of stuff, and the pit in your stomach is growing as you feel this is go time. Yeah.
I think one of the first things D-Ray is going to want to do is see if he can spot out Penelope.
Okay, that's a great question. All right, so all of you do a wits and awareness check to see if you can find your touchstone. Because there's about, I would say maybe 60, 70 kids that are out there.
It was wits and what else?
Wits and awareness.
3.
3, okay.
2.
2, okay. You need 2 or more to succeed.
1.
1, okay. So for Maxine and Coach Williams, you see your touchstones. They're like in the middle or on the edge of the group and all kind of stuff. But DeRay, you're trying your best to find Penelope, but you can't quite find them. It might be a situation where they're just too huddled together or what have you. And it's not. Now you have another success if you want to find them. Otherwise, you can leave it be, knowing that she's somewhere there.
D-Ray will leave it be.
Okay, perfect. You leave it be. And Jenkins is like, I see her. That's my Darlene. Please, you gotta save her. And he goes, I don't think I'm feeling too well, as he's scratching at his actual itch, and it's tearing off the flesh, and it's revealing this this exoskeleton on the outside and all that kind of stuff. So just waiting to get through. And what would you guys like to say or do?
Jenkins, do you think you could just kind of wrap yourself around the principal, and sort of drag her away from?
She denied my PTO that one
everybody.
time. Absolutely, as he's down to go, and you see,
Yeah, try to take out as many of them as you can.
yeah, and you see that she is now the time has come. It is as you hear like a gong, an alarm, and it's 3 a.m. Here. And she goes, it is time, my friends. Let's all gather hands and let's all begin to finish the ceremony and let us ascend. As she's beginning to say that same chant, but very slowly and deliberately. And with every word, power emanates from her and it begins to make everything glow. The amber eyes on this obsidian statue are glowing ever brighter as it's amplifying and amplifying. And then at this time, Jenkins is like, I'm ready to roll. You give me the go ahead and I'll do it.
I think that's our cue.
Okay. And I was like, all right.
Before old man Jenkins go off, D-Ray's gonna go up to him, touch him on the shoulder. It was nice knowing you. You've been a good comrade.
He's like, you too.
Hope to not see you on the other side. Because we'll still be here, but maybe not you, but good luck.
He's like, get out of here and take care of my granddaughter. And then after that, he will go like, hi, and he'll call out, the entire thing, gathering the attention of everyone. And he kind of like went on the other side of the facility so that way you guys can not be the focus of attention. And he goes, get away from my granddaughter, as the cultists all kind of gasp in horror. And he goes like, everyone ignore him, continue forward. We're at the cusp of our ritual. We cannot falter now. Everyone continue to gather hands and we'll finish this and deal with them later. And he goes, you'll deal with me right now, as he goes and grips his skin and just rips it off, and his modified, malformed moth wings appear, and he like uses them to kind of like gallop over as they try to fly, but it can't support his total weight. And he rushes over with the Molotovs and whatever else you have, and goes to try to actually blow up the Archpriestess, Principal Duvant. And we're gonna roll this really quick. Okay, cool. And it goes off. So before he can actually get to her completely, what happens as she opens her mouth and out of it comes a swarm of moths that just like emanate from her. And as it does so, he ends up blowing up prematurely, and it does take a good chunk of this like swarm of moths out, and it does hurt her as her flesh is like searing and burned, but she's still continuing to chant and like, stop them, I cannot be interrupted, as they're like, oh, of course, as they look over to you guys and try to find where you guys are, and but they haven't found you yet. So you get a sneak attack round. That means you're gonna get 2 extra dice in your dice pool for this sort of round. So how would you guys like to proceed, and what would you guys like to do?
For me,
I
it's...
think
Go ahead.
I think D-Ray is gonna want to go ahead and activate his drone to basically
5%
beeline
left.
it. All right. So what he's gonna do is basically beeline it towards the principal, and then use the last remaining 5% that he has to basically begin to torture.
Okay, so go ahead and do. I think it's like wits and technology or intelligence technology to do your edge.
Okay.
Oh, and then let me roll that. All right, so Coach Williams, go ahead and roll a 1d20 to determine what weapon you guys get.
$11.
11. Okay, so with an 11, you guys end up getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, cool. What you end up getting, we'll just make it. It'll be a flamethrower. As you end up, you guys were able to modify some of the paint cans and whatever other things you find around, and you were able to like make a janky flamethrower, but it will produce flames nonetheless. So, DeRay, what was your successes?
5.
5. Oh my god. So with 5 successes, are you attacking the swarm or are you attacking her, the archpriestess?
I'm attacking her directly. I don't know where Penelope is, so I won't go for the swarm just yet.
Gotcha. Okay. So as you do so, her mouth is like still opening up, unveiling all these swarms as the place is becoming like, flooded with these moths and all that kind of stuff. As she's doing so, you go up with your drone. It's flying. It's starting to like lose connection a bit, but as it does so, it flies across the area and ends up just letting loose all the fire and flames to her. And she screams out in horror as she's still chanting, but her flesh is melting. It's exposing this sort of like muscle and bone and all that sort of stuff. As it's doing so, and she's still alive somehow, supernaturally, not stopping this. But you dealt an incredible amount of damage. And then who would like to go next, Maxine or Coach Williams?
Well, I have those Molotov cocktails I
You
didn't
do,
throw
yeah.
on to Jenkins, so I want to toss those.
Okay, so that will be strength or dexterity, and then athletics as you like toss the Molotovs. Or you can use your drone to drop them and release them, whichever.
You know what? Yeah, I'll do that. The tech firearms one.
Sure,
So
yeah.
that'll be. Oh, you know what? Willpower is so cool, and I'm glad that's a mechanic that we can use.
It is, yeah. It absolutely is, you know?
Thank goodness. I crit for 5.
5. Okay, so with 5, you go ahead and let this loose as you like drive your drone. Same thing. It is actually oh, we got another donation. Awesome. We got another let's see here. This is 15. So with a 15, that gives you guys a danger level spike. Oh my god. Dragon Queen wants you guys dead. So what happens at this time is that okay, so that's great. So what happens is that you go ahead and drop these Molotov cocktails as it flies over and it lands straight on top of her head as she screams out in pain. Her it stop me if this goes too far, but her eyeballs melt within her face. Nazi face melt, essentially, from Indiana Jones. And she's still going as she's still chanting and everything. She looks like she's not doing too well at all. And at this time, what happens is that you recognize that she needs a little bit more to take her out and everything. So at this time, it'll be the swarm that actually goes. So the swarm is going to go straight for Coach Williams. So you see that your companions are like hiding, using their drone, trying to like navigate it, maybe manually or whatever the case might be. And the swarm just goes as one huge mass. And as it does so, it locates you guys where the drones were coming from and moth lines it straight for you guys. And then you see that they're just like tearing flesh, from people. Unlucky cultists that got in the way ended up just becoming sort of like bones within, second. I guess not bones, like muscle and all that kind of stuff. And as it comes for you. So what you're going to do is do whatever you want to. So you can use your flamethrower, which is going to be your dexterity or composure and firearms, to sort of like, do that. Because it's their weakness, you get 2 extra dice in your dice pool. And then they will go ahead and try to strike you. You need 4 successes to succeed here.
Yeah, I would try to flamethrow because I can't feel like shooting into that. It's like shooting into a cloud. So
Exactly,
yeah, I feel like flame for sure. So for that, I would roll. It's firearms. Is it firearms?
Yeah, dexterity and composure or dexterity or composure and then firearms.
Okay. Ooh.
And once again, your marshal. So this is danger level 5. So you can get 5 dice in your dice pool if you'd like to, with the risk of getting a spare or overreach.
Okay. So I don't know how this works. So I have 2 successes, but the 2 successes are crits. They're 10s. So
They're 10s. So if they're
Is that
2
enough?
10s, so that
Is
what
that
happens is that is 4 successes from
Okay.
those 2 results. Yeah. So okay. So you so it's 4 the total you got for successes.
yeah, it's just those 2 crits.
All right. So with 4 successes, you meet it, you beat it. So no, sorry, they're the initiator, so they would win. So you're gonna need to do a willpower check to try to see if any of the other dice can go ahead and win for you, or you can do your desperation dice, whichever. So for willpower, that's gonna be is you're gonna reduce your current willpower by 1, and you re-roll 3 of your failures.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. I think I've got the despair. So it's re-rolling 3 of them.
Yes, 3 of the failures. Yeah.
Okay, now okay, so that's one of them was a success. So that's the 2 crits in a
Okay,
in
so
a
you have 5
success.
successes. You beat them. So as you beat them, what happens? And let me go ahead and see, because we got another donation, and that will be. Oh, now they're being nice. So that is going to go ahead and be $5 for a reroll. So you get one singular reroll in the chamber for any of you guys who want to use it. So in this time, what happens is that you go ahead and unload this flamethrower into them. It's not doing enough as you go ahead and see that they are actually still coming closer and closer to you. You know that death is looming, and you feel the eyes of the Mothman upon you as you can feel his he calling to you as being Elaine. Doom is approaching. Like, it's inevitable. It's going to come, but I can save you from it. And same with all of your companions, all of your loved ones. It can all go away. But you kind of like tune the voice out and like crank up the fuel to the actual sort of like flamethrower, and it doubles the area of the effect of the flamethrower, and it deals immense damage to this swarm. So you were able to do that, but you can only have one more flamethrower attack, and then it's going to break essentially. So after that, it's going to go to the Colts. So the Colt themselves are going to rush over towards you with these blackened obsidian knives, and they're going to go over to Maxine, and they're going to try to just stab you, essentially. So what do you want to use to defend yourself, Maxine?
Hello? Hello?
Yes, very good. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I was like, whoa. So how am I defending against the cultists?
Yes. So they're going to try to stab you with a knife, a ritual knife.
I don't have anything.
You can just throw hands if you want to, which is going to be your strength or dexterity and brawl. Or you can use athletics and dexterity to try to dodge, which means you're going to deal
Yeah,
damage
I'll
as you win,
use-
but yeah.
Did you bring one of the bats?
Yeah, I'll
Because
use
we have
def-
2 bats.
If
You're
wanna
right.
use
Kind of
that,
Okay,
assumed
that's
they were
fine.
strapped to some of us, yeah.
Okay. So anyway, I start blasting.
Yeah, there you go. Just like,
I have a gun.
if you want to use
I
a
gave
gun,
you a
that's fine.
gun.
Yeah.
I gave you a handgun.
Yeah, dexterity,
Okay,
composure, and then handgun. Yeah. If you want to pull a Batman and be like, I don't use guns, you could.
Nah, I'm gonna do Dex firearms.
Okay, cool.
That is what the 5 is. Oh, I am running out of willpower.
That's what I like to hear.
Let's see. Now, listen here. Okay, that is 2 successes.
2 successes. Okay, so in this situation, you need 3. So you have a reroll that's there. So if you want to use that reroll, you can. Otherwise, you can leave it be.
How many dice is that reroll? Is it the same?
Just
3
one.
or? Okay, I'll take 1 then.
Okay. So you guys have no resources left at all. So it's just
Okay. 3.
3 successes. Okay, so they are the initiators, so they will get that. So they'll barely succeed though. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna rush up to you, and then go and try to stab at you. But you're swinging you're using the firearm, left and right, and it's enough to like you don't hit them, but you end up hitting near them, and it freaks them out a little bit, and they end up stabbing shallow. So they get you like on your arm and nick you a little bit. So it'll be 2 points of superficial damage as it cuts your flesh a bit, but doesn't actually get the stab. Another person's going to rush up to DeRay and then attempt to stab you as well. So what do you want to do to defend yourself?
He's going to take out his basically the stun gun that he has.
Uh-huh.
Try to incapacitate him.
Sure.
As he's
Dexterity
dash on.
or composure, and then firearms.
That is 1 success, but I'm gonna
Willpower
burn a
reroll?
willpower.
Sure, yeah. So you're going to burn a point of willpower. They're going to reroll 3 failures.
All right, so that's 3 success.
3 successes. Okay, so you needed 4 since they're the initiator. So you're going to take a bit of damage, but not too much.
Okay.
So what happens is that they go up to you, and they're trying to like stab you straight in the chest, going for the killing blow and everything like that. And you're using the stun gun, and you do hit them. Like it's a kind of a glancing blow, but it does end up like electrocuting them and stun them a little bit. So their arm goes like wild, and it does stab you in the shoulder, but not the center mass where the vital stuff is. So you're going to take 1 point of aggravated damage, as you have a knife in your shoulder now and everything. So now it's going to go to Coach Williams' turn. So you use the flamethrower once, and it did great. The swarm is still upon you. It's trying to eat your face. Do you want to use it again on the swarm, or do you want to try something else?
I'd use that last bit of juice that it's got. Use it again.
Sure. Use it one last time. As you do so, go ahead and roll your dexterity or composure, and then your firearms, and add 2 extra dice to it.
It's 4 successes and one of them's a 10.
Okay. So 4 successes.
Is it 2 10s that is
2
that
tens
makes
is
it a crit?
Yeah.
That makes it a crit, not just the one. Okay, perfect.
With 4 successes, it is your turn. So you're the initiator. So you meet it, you beat it. So you got it. And as you do so, your flamethrower is out of fuel. It's completely dead now, but it did enough to stop it from actually coming towards you. And enough of them are, it's like mostly decimated. There's still a small group of flesh-eating moths left, but they're still there. So after that, it's going to go to the Archpriestess, and the Archpriestess is going to...
sorry, real quick. Could I, once it's out, am I able to throw it at, like, once it, like, runs out, or would that be, like, a move for another...
that would be a move for the next one.
Another weapon?
So it could be a big old hunk of metal, so you could still use it, as a weapon. But in this time, the Archpriestess goes, and she goes, and she continues to, like, chant, and as she chants... she says the same old thing again, but she's now with like her voice is getting worse and worse, and she's just telling you, like, come forth, dear souls, and embrace the night, as she's like trying her best to convince you. And as she does so, her eyes are going amber, and it's like her voice is echoing through your minds. I need all of you to do a willpower check. So whatever amount of willpower you have left, go ahead and roll it. You need 3 successes or more to succeed.
That's 3 successes for me.
3, okay, so that's good.
3 also for me.
3, okay. And then what'd you get, Maxine?
I am so sorry. What are we rolling?
You're gonna do a willpower check. So whatever amount of willpower you have left, go ahead and roll it, and then you need 3 successes or more to succeed.
That's so crazy. If I crit, yeah. No, 1 success.
1 success? Okay. So what happens this time, and again, it's a willpower check, so you can't do anything to change it unless there's like donations or whatever, but there's not. You've used everything. So in your mind, Maxine, you're starting to hear the calling that Coach Williams did, as inside of your mind, the chanting is starting to become like echoing and all that, and you're starting to feel bliss and sort of ecstasy sort of from this sort of feeling, as you're like, wait a second, she's making some sense here. Like, things are actually really nice here, and I could be a part of this, and all I have to do is give myself over. As you begin to hear the sound from Maxine's voice, mimicking the same chanting that the Archpriestess is sort of doing. So what this means is that you're going to have a -1 penalty to all dice pools for the rest of this sort of combat scenario in this. So it's now going to reset and go all the way back up to, I think it was DeRay, right? Who were the first one in combat?
Yeah.
All right, cool. What do you want to do here? So your drone is dead. It's falling to the ground dead, and you got your stun gun.
He's gonna go in for another attack with the stun gun on the one that stabbed him.
Sure, go for it. So it'll be dexterity or composure, and then firearms, and then and they got their knife and they're wielding it and trying to swing at you.
That's gonna be 2 successes.
2, okay. So you need 3.
I'm sorry, 3.
3? Okay, you're good. So you meet it, you beat it. So as you do so, you fire it off at him. It hits him in his head, and he just like it electrocutes him, and then he ends up falling down unconscious, or at least unable to do anything at this time. And then after that, it's gonna go over to Maxine.
Anyway, I start blasting. Back to the gun and the cultist.
Okay.
All right.
And again, whatever your dice pool is going to be reduced by 1.
Gotcha. Okay, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 successes.
Do so. Okay, so you need 3. So if you want to do a willpower reroll, if you have any willpower left, you can do that. Otherwise, you can go ahead and.
Oh. Yeah. I'll give it a shot.
Sure.
4 dice. 3.
3. Okay, so with it's your turn. You meet it, you beat it. So you go ahead and take the handgun and you fire it off at their chest, and they go down. They're just like a normal human as they just like clutch their chest and call and be like, "Mothman, embrace me!" As you're able to do this, and everything's getting haywire. You're getting worse. You're looking out the windows, and the stars are shifting, and the color in the sky is all sorts of wonky. And even your children are starting to like call out to the Mothman and raise their hands up, in chanting, and things are getting really bad. So, one cultist is dead. The other one is incapacitated. So it's gonna skip and go to the swarm. The swarm is gonna go to you, Coach Williams. So, what do you want to do to defend yourself?
I know it's reduced now. I think I would just be punching in the direction that they're coming, and I don't.
Up to you. You could always say you had your shotgun on your back, and you can.
I have had.
pull it
I'm just
out.
afraid I'm not gonna accidentally shoot anybody. I'll give it a shot. It seems like a hard target, but I'll give it a shot.
That's fine. So you take your shotgun, composure or dexterity, and then firearms. Once again, you have access to the desperation pool, or desperation dice rather. So it's gonna be 5 dice you can add to your dice pool. Otherwise, you can just roll your normal dice pool, whichever.
Roll my. How often can I do that? Is it just whenever?
You can do it. Yeah. So for you specifically, whenever you're in combat, you can do that. For other people, there's certain conditions that they have to meet to do it. Yeah. So for example, go for it.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I think I'll add so it's strength. It'd be strength, firearms, and then an additional 5.
Dexterity or composure, and then firearms, and then you add 5 extra dice to your dice pool if you want to.
Okay.
And you need 4 successes or more to succeed.
Okay. I'm gonna roll without using the desperation.
Sure. So cautious, so safe.
And I don't have it. I would have to like roll some dice and then roll some other ones.
Gotcha.
Dice that I have.
Yeah.
And that works. That's all good. Just 4 successes is.
Yep. What you need,
Okay.
and then so you do so. You take out your shotgun, you meet it, and then as it swarms to you, you take out the last bit of this swarm, and they all fall like to the ground dead. And the archpriestess is before you. It seems like she's on the very end of her chanting, and when she finishes, it's all over and everything. So after the swarm, it's going to go to you, Coach Williams. So now it's your turn. So you just got attacked, but now it's your turn. So what is it you want to do?
I'm going to try to shoot the priestess.
Okay, cool. So she's hanging on her last leg. Her flesh is all melted and burned, and she's still chanting and all that kind of stuff. Do you want to use your shotgun, or do you want to use a pistol? What kind of weapon do you want to use?
I'm gonna use my shotgun.
Sure.
What does that say? Okay. That is 5 successes.
Okay. So that's
Shit.
more than enough need. Yeah, you need 4 to succeed. So with 5 successes, you run up, and it seems like she was trying to look you in the eyes and warp your mind to get you to stop, but you're too quick. You're too fast. As you go ahead and aim it, you pull the trigger and fire, and it hits her center mass, and there's a huge hole in her where her chest was, as she stops her sort of chanting, and everything kind of goes haywire within this place as she like falls to her knees, and she looks to you, and in her like what you feel are her last moments as she goes, if you kill me, everyone here dies. We're all psychically linked here, and they're all really within the thralls. So if you want to kill me, it'll take the lives of all of your, or the minds rather. The bodies will be fine, but the minds will be taken. So do what you will. As she it's all for the Mothman's grace and blessing, as she's like wheezing. And the cultists now stop what they're doing and they collapse to the ground and they sort of convulse. Same with all the people in the center of the room and everything like that. As you see that the archpriestess is like kind of like dying, and then you hear the sound of the voice inside of your head again. But it appears before all of you now as this very large 12-foot being that like the obsidian statue sort of like is there to mimic, impossibly black, as it has like you look into it and it just seems like no light can actually enter this space, as you see the amber eyes and the giant sort of wings, and it echoes throughout all of your minds. And it goes, this is the doom I was talking about. Like if the archpriestess dies, they've meddled with things beyond this, they should have, and now they're tied to it. There must always be an archpriestess to keep everything flowing. Otherwise, everyone here will cease to exist and die and be torn to pieces, because you weren't supposed to be here. But I can stop it. I can absolutely, make this all go away. One of you just has to become the next archpriestess or priest to be able to keep this sort of going, and all of your families, all of your loved ones can all continue to exist, and you can live and thrive in this sort of way, or you cannot. You can end it right here and now, but all of you will be taken, and all of you will cease to sort of exist. From everyone you knew, they're going to just completely blink out of here. Their memories will be rewritten with you dying in some unfortunate way, and you never existed. And same with all of these sort of people here. It could be a kindness to not have them have to live through this, or it could be a better kindness to let them live in prosperity for the entire time, and for them this to continue. But you would have to continue these rituals. You would have to continue everything. So I leave it to you, young ones, as the Mothman, who is the dateable NPC, looks to all of you, the three of you.
My new boyfriend, Mothman.
There you go. So you're like, 1 second, as the three of you huddle. What would you guys like to decide?
Are we going to actually go along with this?
We could rock, paper, scissors for destiny.
I don't know. As attractive as that 12-foot tall celestial being is, we can't let this keep happening. But this just happens forever until someone else clues in and tries to stop it, and is exactly where we are right now.
Yes, someone has to put a stop to it. We have to break the cycle somehow.
At the cost of everyone and everything. Like I said, rock, paper, scissors for destiny,
I don't know if I could live with myself doing this.
I mean, you won't either way, so. Oh. I mean, it's already 2 against 1. If we want to, end it all and we just not exist anymore, that's completely fine with me, I guess.
Or we keep existing in this. This is what exists and keeps happening and just is life.
And
we can just wait for the next person to stop it. Somebody's going to be valiant enough and get tricked into this place. And somebody has to live in the prosperity, right?
I don't want to do the tricking.
Then you don't have to. You can just go.
You're like still drinking.
I can't do it either.
All right.
Mothman with a coffee in the background.
What is your guys' official decision? To end it all here, wipe away from existence completely, or to become the cult and live in abundance and luxury, but you gotta be evil and sacrifice people to the Mothman's glory?
I'm gonna roll a d20.
I mean, we did save Old Man Jenkins' granddaughter.
Yeah, see, baby Jenkins has to live in this prosperity, and I rolled an 11, and in my fortune telling dice that means yes. So
yes to go with a cult?
Yeah.
So what does DeRay feel?
I think DeRay ends up he was on one hand wanting to break the cycle, but on the other hand sees a life that could be filled with a bit more prosperity. Even though he's going to have to sacrifice a bit more, he's thinking about the future, Penelope's future, and who's to say that this won't occur again. So he's more so on the side of becoming part of the cult.
So that's 2 for the cult, and then how does Coach Williams say?
I mean, 2 out of 3. I'm not gonna. I mean, what do you guys? I mean, I feel like if I say no, you guys are just gonna take me out. So that's what you can do.
Who said anything about taking anybody out? We're gonna live in prosperity until somebody else comes and takes us out. So
Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Raiders. We really appreciate you. Right now, the group is trying to decide. They've gone this way, fought a cult of the Mothman, and found out at the very end of everything that their choice is either to become the cult leaders and keep the cult going, or everyone they know and love, including themselves, are erased from existence forever, and everyone's minds who knew them are warped to think that they never existed or, died prematurely. So now they're trying to decide what fate they will go to. So welcome everyone. We're raising money for charity, and it's all good vibes. Thank you so much, Stella Luna, for rating. You are the real MVP.
Well, if we all erase ourselves and everyone we love, then there isn't a scenario in which I get to date Mothman. So,
I was like, I should add that in order to make you guys cult leaders, we got to make out.
I don't remember that shit in the fine print. I don't want to be in a polycule with Mothman. Actually, that above table, Vinvox would never say that.
Yeah, right?
I know it's very Elaine versus Whitty right now.
Honestly.
Hey, I know what you degenerates want. I'm just trying to give it to you, all right?
All right. Everyone from the Mothman polycule say aye.
I
guess I.
All right.
Okay. Okay.
So you all make out with the Mothman, and as you do so, you are embraced with the celestial being, and as you are filled with immense amount of ecstasy, and you see time and space in such different ways, and the colors of space as everything just becomes so beyond belief. Your mind, your fragile mortal mind, can't comprehend all the things that are happening now, but you just know it is pure bliss. And at the end of everything, you awaken in a bed that is you recall is not your own, but it is large. It's huge, in a very large house with that you own, with multiple cars, with money in your bank account. Your family members are with you, and they're just asking, like, do you mind if we go to like the ice cream shop today, or do you mind if we what are we gonna do this weekend, and all that kind of stuff. And you recognize that as you kind of explore town now a little bit, you recognize that you are the mayor, you are the principal, you are all positions of sort of power within this sort of community now, as you are now the rulers of the Mesquite Valley and the new leaders of this Mothman cults. Then every 10 years, you've got to sacrifice some people and bring them to town to become a part of the cults, and also to the Mothman serve glory, so that they too can ascend and enjoy the bliss. And no one knows this in town except for you three, of what the truth is. And good job, guys. You guys survived, so it's incredible. Now you're rich and you have all this kind of stuff, so it's great. And
Maxine went from substitute to cult leader?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's some business right there.
That's a
Yeah.
throw up if I've ever seen one.
And every 10 years you make out with the Mothman, so it's great. So
Yeah, something to look forward to.
exactly. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go around the room and have everyone tell us where you can be found, what you're up to next. So starting off, we're gonna go with Vin.
You caught me mid-wipe. Hi, guys. I'm Vin at VinVoxVA on all the socials. If you want to see me be a little bit more serious, that'll be vinvox.com. That is my demo reels, my resume, my studio specs, because I'm a professional voice actor, believe it or not. Yeah, this was fun, and I was not expecting to become a cult leader. 10 out of 10.
Amazing. Oh, my gosh. And then J2 Rudo.
Yep. So hi, my name is JT Rudo. You can find me anywhere on the internet at Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, Threads. I'm literally all over at JT Ruto. You can find me either. You can also find me either if you're in the Dallas area. I am part of a sketch comedy group that will be putting on a couple of shows in November. So stay tuned to my social medias to catch when those dates will drop. And also, hopefully, eventually, sometime soon in the near future, you catch me in some of your favorite animes or animation projects or video games. So I'm also a voice actor working my way through various industries, and hopefully one day we'll be coming to a larger screen near you. Thank you all for joining and donating to our great cause. It was great to play with you all.
Nice. And then Whittle.
Hi. You can find me on Whittle Goblin at all the socials basically, or just find it all at whittlegoblin.com. I'm here on Twitch 4 days a week and talking about games and game design and hobby projects on YouTube as well. You can catch me in 2 one-shots of the game Trophy Dark on Magi RPG later this month, which is also apparently, was told signing up like almost no one ever lives in these games, so it should be really gruesome, really fun, spooky Halloweeny vibes if you want to see that. But yeah, this was great. Thank you everyone for watching. It was very nice to see Goblin Gang people in the chat and donating stuff. Makes me very happy.
Absolutely. Thank you again so much for all the donations. You helped out tremendously for a wonderful cause, and you gave a lot of hassle to our players here, making this night one they'll remember forever, and it'll haunt their characters and their morals, or maybe not. Maybe we'll just embrace the money and the healthcare and all that kind of stuff, and just be like, you know what, this is a great decision, and and go from there. So thank you again so much for everything. We really appreciate you. Make sure to follow all these great creators, and we'll see you guys all later. Thank you again, and hope you have a wonderful night.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.